Waz, welcome everyone. Glad to have you guys here. Hope you're doing well. Thanks guys for coming. Glad to have you. Anything fun? Anything exciting today or not really? Hellos. What are you guys up to today? Welcome, welcome. Hello everyone. Glad to have you here. So what are you guys up to right now? Thank you for coming everyone. Hello someone, somebody that I used to know. Hey Spongy, hi Boom. Hi Sylvia, hi Eli, how you doing today? Hi Socks, how are you? On the deadline? What do you mean on the deadline? Oh god, wait what? I just realized my sub count is not working, what? Oh, make sure to follow our sub guys, glad to have you, hope you're doing well. Yes, why is it not working? Hello, welcome guys, glad to have you. Hi Socks, hi everyone, glad to have you. What are you guys up to today? Hi someone, hi Moon, my day's been doing good, what about you? I have to fix that later. Hi all Socks, thank you for the stars, glad to have you. Any donation helps me out, thank you guys, glad to have you. I'll get rid of it for this stream, but I gotta fix it later. Thank you guys again for coming today, do appreciate it. Hi Popcorn, hi GG, how are you? Hello Fall, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Adele, how you doing there? Welcome. Again, thank you for the follows or sub guys, glad to have you. Hello everyone. I might be able to fix it this stream. Hi Ari, glad to have you here. How you doing today? Welcome Ari. Hi Ari, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Ethan. Hi Renjiro, glad to have you. And thank you for the follows and subs everyone. Glad to have you here today. Welcome. Let's see. I think it's just broken right now. Which is kind of weird because it shouldn't be, but... Okay, well... Hello, welcome guys. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hellos. Hi GG. Hi Forrest. How you doing today? Hi Brad. Hi Cool Cat. Hi Socks. Hi Woozy. How long will we be streaming? As long as I want to, I guess. Hello everyone. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Hiaya. Hi Gummy, hi Socks, I sent you a rose. Thank you for the rose, GG. Sorry, I didn't see it since I was dealing with like something not working, so. Hi Crazy, hi Gummy, how you doing there? Welcome. Again, thank you for the follows and subs everyone, glad to have you here. Hi Bryce, how you doing there? Welcome. Hello guys. Hello someone, hi Forrest, hi Emoji, how you doing there? Welcome. Am I gonna be... Ah, damn it. I was like, am I gonna be let go this time? And be like, no. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi, Lexi. Hi, Kay. Do you have any plans today? Not really. I mean, I'm probably gonna go on a walk after the stream, but we'll see after that. Socks, thank you for the thumbs up. Any of your donos or anything you guys gift is really helpful. Thank you, guys. Hi, Jake. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Craze. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi, Lexi. Remember me? Yeah, I do. Hello, Kyle. How you doing there? Hi, Jake. JCN. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows or subs. Hello, John. Hi, George. How are you? Hi, Ela. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow our sub. Hello, Ephraim. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Here's your boba. Thank you. Hi, John. Hi, Christina. Hi, George. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Big. Hi, Joyce. Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hello. Glad to have you here today, whatever you guys are doing. Hi, JC. Hi, everyone. What are you guys up to today? And thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Ari. Hi, Jasmine. How you doing there? Welcome. Again, thank you. Hi, Krish. Hi, Kate. How you doing there? Welcome. Hello, Vincent. If you beat this game, I'll send a donation. Okay, I'll try my best to beat it, okay? I beat it. Okay, hi Elaine. How you guys doing there? Make sure to follow our sub, guys, if you guys are new. Hi Kyle. Hi Vincent. Hi Ari. Hi Isa. Thank you, Isma, for the star. Thank you, Socks, for the makeup brush. Let's go, guys. Your guys' donations mean so much to me. Hi, Isma. Thank you for the stars. Glad to have you. Hi, Socks. Bro, are you okay? You sound tired. I'm waking up. I'm drinking my energy solution. Hi, Chiz. I'm kind of confused about why something's not working right now. Hi, Vincent. JGW, thank you for the star. Socks, thank you for the good luck. Have fun. Hi, Vani. Thank you for your stars too. Glad to have you. Hi, Have you been since last? What do you mean? How have I been? I've been pretty good. Hi, big fan. Hi, Candelo. Hi, Amber. Hi, Jamber. Hi, Jama. I hope you have a good day too. Hi, Mark. Hi, James. How are you doing today? Hi, Mason. How are you? Maybe I'll beat it later. Hi, Mason. Hi, I'm glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. I took over. Glad to have you. Hi, Camden. Hi, Jody. Do you remember me when I sent a gift? Yeah, I appreciate all the gifts you guys send. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Shakuru. Hi, Armand. Hi, Mason. Hi, Mark. Thank you guys for the follows and subs today, guys. You guys are so nice for that. I'm doing good. What about you? Hope you're doing well, guys. Can I give you a shout out? I'm not giving out shout outs right now. I hope that's okay. Hi, Jody. Hi, Becky. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Popcorn. Glad to have you. Who won today? I know France and Morocco played, and France won. Becky, thank you for the follow. Who won today, though? JGW, how are you doing today? How do you get to start? How do you get stars to like your gift? I don't know. Hi, Martha. Hi, Baker. Hi, Ash. Hi, Gabriel. How are you doing today? Hi, Martha. Hi, Al. You seem so nice. Thank you. I do this, yeah. Thank you for the France socks. I appreciate that. I didn't even know that was a donation. Hi, Becky. Why is it 98 for a reason? I presume that is that like a number? I feel like it's a player number. Hi, Perry. Hi, Sigma. Hi, Swan. Can you do this? Yeah, I can. I can't do it right now, but I can do it in general. Guys, thank you guys for the follows or subs, guys. I really do appreciate you here. Did they just fly down to me? Hello, hello. Again, thank you guys for the follow subs. I want people to know. There's my user if you guys want to join. Hello, if you guys bye. We have to go. Guys, thank you guys for your donations today. If you guys sub, say that you subbed in chat so I can give you a shout out. If you follow, also say that you follow on TikTok. This is small. Thank you guys for the follow. Guys, also, I want to say thank you guys so much for your donation. Guys, let's get a clapping seal or a laughing disco right now, guys. Clapping seal or a laughing disco. We can do it. Hi, Daily. Hi, BMI. Hi, Sierra. Thank you, Marfa, for the sub and follow. Hi, Cashmeen. Hi, Zeph. Hi, Sierra. Hello, welcome. You didn't say hi to me. Sorry. Hi, I can't say your name. It's evil. Thank you. Hello. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Hi, Lexi. Thank you guys for your donations as well. Anything helps me out so much. Hi, Glitter. Hi, sub. Thank you, Cheesy, for the sub. We don't have the sub counter working today, unfortunately. Please stop spamming. Hello, welcome. Make sure to follow. Hi, guys. Thank you, guys. Hi, Nicole. Hi, user. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Vicky. Hi, everyone. My username is random_guy unknown for my user. Kim, thank you for the sub. Mar, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Meet. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Marfo. Hi, Wild. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Santi. Hi, Suez. Hi, Kim. Hi, Dog. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for the follow and the subs, guys. Again, also, I want to say thank you guys for your donations today so much. You guys' donations help me out. Suza, thank you for the flowers. I liked it a lot of times. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for the flowers, everyone. Let's go. Claw, Jace, thank you as well for the follows. I really do appreciate you guys' donations. Anything you guys give helps me out so much, guys. Thank you. Hi, Christy. Hi, David. Hi, Shelby. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Or subscribe and like. Thank you, Michael. Hi, Chloe. Looks like alms, kinda. Hi, Mom. Hi, Christy. Hi, Cheese. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Killa. Hi, Z. Hi, Christian. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, G-Body. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Anonymous. Hi, Clem. Hi, Rexy. Hi, Christy. Thank you guys for the subs, follows, donations. Anything you guys give is really appreciated. I played these games before. Hi, Souza. Glad to have you. Hi, Amber. Hi, Erwin. Hi, G-Body. Hi, Sarah. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Kim. Hi, Brenda. How are you? You got a question? Hi, Aubrey. By sub. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Hi, Hi, everyone. Hi, Prizzy. Hi, Cheesy. Hi, Bella. Thank you for coming. Make sure to follow us. I'm Kiki. Welcome, Kiki. Hi, Football. Hi Lawrence, hi Elizabeth. That's cool that you're Kiki. You gotta change your name though so I can call you by your correct name, okay? Hi Elizabeth, hi Noah. Hi Paralee, hi Ella. Again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for following and subbing. Guys, I want to say thank you guys for your donations, by the way. Thank you, Suza, for another sparkle. Guys, let's get a laughing disco or clapping seal. Come on, guys. I believe we can get one. Hi, Karma. Hi, puppies. How are you? Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Noah. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, Ben. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Let me do one thing really quickly as well. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Hello, Bacon. Hello, Leaf. Hello, Karma. Hi, Sup. How you guys doing there? Make sure to follow us up. Glad to have you. Hi, Purple. Glad to have you. Thank you. Pearly, thank you so much for the stars, Pearly. 4 stars. 5 stars. Make sure to follow us up. Glad to have you. 8 stars. Let's go. Thank you so much. Hi, Void. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for the 8 stars. Good luck with your stuff. You actually read your chat? Yeah, I know. That's not surprising for most creators. Hi, Love. Thank you for the start. I can't read every chat just because it goes so fast. Void, thank you. I love Shelly. Thank you so much for the park the bus. Shelly, thank you so much for that. Void, Yvonne, thank you for the follows. Thank you for the park the bus. Oh, Shelly, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Hi, Souza. Hi, Mister. Thank you for your dono. That's actually insane. Hi, Coop. Hi, Copper. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. You're so... Thank you, thank you. Hi, Flora. Hi, Amelia. Glad to have you. Hi, Esley. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for this follow. Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Thank you for the park the bus so much. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Caleb. Hello, hello. Hi, Kalu. Hi, Emily. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follower subs. Hi, Fulton. Hi, Cats. Hi, James. How are you? Hi, Meek. Hello, Arlyra. Glad to have you here. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. And guys, thank you guys for your donations today. Because holy, they helped me out so much, guys. I have to get a haircut tomorrow. It's gonna be it's gonna probably be like a little expensive, so. Hi, Cheesy. Hi, Jared. Hi, Oscar. Glad to have you. Bro, my friend. Hi, Lo. Hi, Lo. Look, thank you so much for the gold coin. Guys, my friends keep saying I should get like a K-pop which it's biased from where they're from. Hi Toji, hi Duran. So they used to like Asian haircuts just because that's where they live. And hi Carrot, stop spamming. I'm gonna mute you. Jesus Christ. Hello, make sure to follow us. I'm glad to have you. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Hi Roland. You're ignoring me. Make a stream where you play E28. Oh, no. Okay, no. Hello, Lynn. Hi, Eva. Hi, Claire. Not right now, at least. Maybe some other day, but I'm not gonna play ETOH right now. Hi, Kashmira. Hi, Mai. Hi, Brenda. Guys, thank you guys again for your donations, everyone. You guys' donations help me out. Hi, everyone. Please stop spamming. I will have to mute you, and I don't want to. Mila, I'm gonna mute you, man. Make sure to follow our sub. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. What are you guys up to today? Hi Maximus, hi Violet, hello everyone, and glad to have you. Guys, what's the best part of your day? Also guys, thank you guys for your subs and donations today. Hi Useless, hi Jaden. Everything you guys give means so much to me and it helps me out so much, so thank you guys. Hi Ren, hi Jaden. Hi Bia, how are you? Hi Eddie, how you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Again, thank you for the follows and subs guys. We will get the sub count live again eventually. Hi Abel, thank you for the gold coin. Hi Amelia, hi Jay. Unfortunately, it did break today, so hi Dale, hi Eli, so I'm gonna reset it after stream and try to work on it. Hi Amelia. Hello Zoe, hi I don't know, glad to have you here, hope you're doing well. Hi Cheesy, hi Dalek, glad to have you. But yeah, my haircut's gonna be after, I think, next stream. So, I usually do 2 streams, 12 hours apart, so. Hi Mila, hi Crunk. Hi Lily, hi Joker, how you doing there, welcome, welcome. Hi Lily. Hi everyone. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Joker. Hi Jai. Hi David. I took a nap today, so I'm gonna probably go to bed at like 5. Hi Xiao. How are you? Hi Chick-fil-A. Hi Mark. How you doing today? Hi Aiden. Hi Shaw. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follow, subs, and donations, everyone. You guys give. Hi Sherry. Hi Brooke. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Gooby. Hi Samantha. Again, thank you guys so much for everything. Donations, subs, follows, whatever you guys give. Hi Alfie. Hi Terry. Hi something, hi Sherry, hi Leonardo, hi David, glad to have you here. Hi Armature, Hi, Michael. Hi, Brooke. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Yara. Hi, somebody. Hi, Leo. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Max. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Yara. Hi, Leo. Hi, G-Body. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Hayes. Hi, Prin. Hi, Kesley. How are you? Hi, Leonsa. Hi, Black. Hi, Dustin. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Eton. Hi, Aspen. Hi, Lovely. Hi, Jays. Hi, Muff. Hello, Leo. Hello, Andre. Hi, Kesley. Guys, please don't spam if you already typed, but I appreciate all the new people. Thank you guys for the subs, follows, and donations, guys. I am YouTuber. Welcome. Hi, Lovely. Hi, David. Hi, Chick-fil-A. Appreciate having other YouTubers. Hi, Lewis. How you doing there? Hi, Yug. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Red Panda. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follow. Thank you guys for the sub. Hi, Mark. Hi, Lazy Hod. Hello, Zach. Hello, everyone. And glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, John. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Jesus. Hi, Zer. Hi, Lorena. Glad to have you. Tell you what. Give me 5 galaxies or when you and Rivals deal. Hi, Dunn. Hi, Cookie. Glad to have you here. Hi, Aiden. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows, your subs. Hi, Red. Hi, Yun. Hi, Eva. Hi, something. Hi, Hector. What's my favorite animal? I like cats. Hi, Joshua. Hope you guys have a good day, too. Guys, I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. Guys, let's get a laughing disco or clapping seal right now, though. I bet we could do it, okay? Laughing disco or clapping seal, everyone. Hi, Monic. Jessica, thank you for the GG. Hi, SeaWorld. Hello, thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate it. Hi, Cookie. Hi, Zahid. How are you? Again, thank you guys for your donations so far today. It's been really amazing. You guys don't have to donate any of it. So, hi Chick-fil-A. Hi Brooklyn. Hi Cindy. How are you? Hi Hazel. Hi Jessica. Hi SeaWorld. Hi Glenda. Can you stop like spamming, please? I don't want to mute individually some of you guys, but like, you know, I need to make sure. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Sunday. Hi Yuko. Guys, if you subbed and liked, I will give a shout out. Thank you for the sub, Megan. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow our subs. Thank you guys for your subs. Hello, Joey. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Rex. Hi, Jessica. What happened? I don't know what happened that day. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Yunche. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Dale. Whip, thank you so much for the star. I don't know what happened. You just keep spamming it. I mean, maybe it's the day you got muted. Hello. Thank you for the sub, Samantha. Glad to have you. I released a video. I don't think I would have been, you know, oh, 2025? Oh, never mind. I thought it was a 2005. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Nicole. I mean, yeah, I probably released a lot of videos. Hi, Nasia. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Hazel. Hi, John. Hi, Jims. Hi, Toledo. How you guys doing? Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Axel. Yeah, I missed that. Read that completely. I said 2005. I was like, what? Hi, Samantha. Glad to have you here. Hi, Jishai. Make sure to follow our sub. Glad to have you. You eat grass. Grass is tasty. I want to eat. Yum, yum, yum. Hi, Nicole. I know friends who do another type of never mind. Hello, Marison. Hi, Fire. Hi, Iz. That's not as appropriate for this live stream. Make sure to follow her sub. Hi, Rachel. I hope that's fun, Cheshire. Hope you had fun with that. Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Crying. Hi, Reward. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for the follows, your subs. Izzy, thank you for the follow. Guys, if you're new here, say that you sub so I can give you a shout out. Or guys, if you have not subbed yet, guys, say that you subbed and I'll do that. Or if you guys want to donate, guys, any donation helps me out so much. If anybody wants to give a laughing disco or clapping seal, donation-wise, it really does help me out, and I'll give a shout-out. I can't appreciate everyone who does that, so thank you. Hi, Josiah, thank you for the sub. Brett, thank you for the sub. Adam, thank you for the sub. Thomas, thank you for the sub. Jim, thank you for the sub. Little bro, thank you for the sub. Hi, Axel, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Creative, thank you for the sub. Jim, James, thank you for the sub. Random, thank you for the sub. David, thank you for the sub. We have a wild Jack talking and playing. Yeah, I'm pretty wild. Hi, Briella. Thank you for the sub. Thomas, thank you for the sub. Gabriel, thank you for the sub. Guys, I'm so sorry if I'm not saying your name. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm trying my best. Hi, Gazy. Thank you for the sub, David. Shannon, thank you for the sub. Yeah, you guys could join. This is my username. Samantha, thank you for the GG. Thank you so much for your guys' donations. Brett, how are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Again, guys, your donations mean so much for me. Thank you so much. Hi, Thomas. Glad to have you. Hi, Sean. Hello, welcome, welcome. Hi, Bren. Hi, Rex. Glad to have you here. Hi Izzy, thank you for the follows or subs. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Hi Robert, thank you guys for the subs or follows. Hello, hello. Hi Storm, hi Macy, hi Nova, hi Brussels, hi Lewis, glad to have you. Thank you Samantha for the GG, glad to have you here. Hi Breezy. Hi Sean, glad to have you here, make sure to follow. Hello, hello. Hi Jordan, glad to have you here. Hi Phil, hi Monkey, glad to have you. Thank you for the follows or subs. Hi Axel, hi Zach. Hi Elena, glad to have you here. Thank you guys for coming, thank you for following, thank you guys for subbing. Hello. Hi Vincent, hi Nancy, hi Nezuko. Thank you guys for the follows. Hi David, hi Han, glad to have you here. Hi Drake, glad to have you. Hi Emma, hi Finian. Hi Blackout, how are you doing today? Phineas, glad to have you. Thank you guys for following and subbing. Hi Grady, hi you're Gary. Hi everyone, make sure to follow our sub. Hi Josiah. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Lewis, glad to have you here. Anything fun or exciting today? Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Mark, hi Softball, hi Elena. Hi Bean, hi Senny, glad to have you. Hi Peppers. Guys, make sure to donate if you guys want to donate, it does help me out. Hi Louder, hi Matt Marcel, hi Alexa. Hi Samantha, thank you for the GG, glad to have you. Hi Shin. Hi Sherry, hi Sunny, hi Prez, hi Not Sophia. Hi Coolgood, glad to have you here, hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for coming. Hi Sherry, hi Sander. Thank you guys for the follows and subs everyone, I appreciate it. Hi Sunny, maybe. Hi Paulina, hi Caroline, glad to have you. Hi Softball, hi Brawl. Hi Mitsuri, hi Cole, hi Dark, hi Joshua. Hello Rexel, glad to have you here. Just 50, I mean, hey, 52 people is not that bad. Also, guys, thank you guys again for your donations today. Holy, every donation you guys send helps me out so much. It's called Nido Tower, so Needoh. Hi, Ben. Guys, again, thank you guys for your donations today so much, everyone. Your donations help me, guys, so much. I really do appreciate you guys. Again, thank you guys for your donations so much. Hi, Zen. Hi, Callie. Hi, J-Sai. Glad to have you. So thank you guys. Anything like a laughing disco, clapping seal, sparkles, I promise you it helps me out so much, so thank you guys. Make sure to follow her some. What does more mean? It's moop. Did I put more peanuts in a more? Hi Golden, hi Little Breath, hi Valibus, hi Christy, hi RT, hi Storm, hi Shadow, glad to have you here. Make sure to follow her some. Hello Sherry, hi Jester, how you doing today? Hi Guest, how you doing today? How many guys, welcome. Anything to follow in subbing. Hi J Edits, hi Rexel. Hi everyone, glad to have you. Hi David, hi Way, glad to have you. Hi Get, hello everyone. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Real. Hi Gabriel, hi Lydia, hi Lee, hi Calvin, hi Jean, hi Al. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Seth. Hi Mr. Ria, glad Miss Ria. Hi Shadowed, hi Melody. Hi Dark, hi Samantha, glad to have you. Hi Is, hi Seth. Hi Joshua, hi Evie, glad to have you. Hello, welcome. Again, thank you for the follow, subs, and donations. Hello Frozen, hi Sandra, hi Bob, how are you? Hi Seth, hi Butterfly. Hello, hi Zoe, thank you guys for coming. Hi Annawell. And thank you for, hi Tot, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Tyler, glad to have you. Hi Cookie, hi Carrot, hello, make sure to follow. Hi Glenda, glad to have you here, hope you're doing well. Hi Jenna, hi Karen, hi LD. Hello Melinda, hello Waver, glad to have you, thank you guys for coming. Make sure to follow our sub, Tower. Yeah, it's, hello. Hi Amy, hi Jesse, hi Shadow, hi Isabel, glad to have you, thank you guys for coming. Hello Kendra, hi Edith, how you guys doing there? Welcome. Hi Lonnie. Make sure to follow. Hi the cat, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Jean, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Lev. Hi Minimal, how you doing there? Hi Brianna, thank you guys for coming, thank you for subbing, thank you for following. Hello Anna. Again, thank you guys for being here. Guys, stop asking for stuff. Make sure to follow our sub, glad to have you. Hello. Hello Relorax, hello Ella, hi Brenda. Thank you for the sub, everyone. Also, I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. Any donation you guys give helps me out so much, guys. Mitsuri. Yeah, I know. It's fine. Hi, Ellis. Thank you guys for the subs and follows. But yeah, guys, if we get a laughy disco or clappy seal, it does help me out a lot. So thank you guys. Hi, Real. I know, thanks for the follow. I mean, like, womp womp. I guess I'll just keep streaming. It didn't really affect that much. Pre-recorded. I think you're not thinking correctly. Why do you think this is pre-recorded, my dude? Hello, Storm. Hi, Jaden. Or just a pre-recorded. Hello, Luscious. Womp womp. How do you make your VTuber? Bro, you guys know I'm multi-streaming, so I talk to my YouTube, right? Hi, Leslie. Hi, Looney. Hello, everyone. Hello, thank you for the sub, Brianna. What the hell? I didn't mean to... What just happened? Yeah. Hi, Sona. Hi, Mar. Hi, Lydia. Glad to have you. Thank you for the star. Well, that's why. I mean, I do multi-streaming. Hi, Marley. Hi, Alyssa. Glad to have you. Hello, thank you guys. No offense, but like it's not like the TikTok saying that much stuff I could respond to. Favorite thing about winter? I don't know. I guess it's not really hot. I actually tend to like spring and fall more. Hi, Looney. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the follows and subs. Glad to have you. Hi, Frank. Hi, Cherry. I hate like when winters are like literally like negative temperature and then like the summers are 100. It's like, why do I live? Hello. Hi, Kashimo. How you doing today? Hi, Cherry. Thank you guys for the follows and subs and donations. Hi, Violet. Glad to have you. Hi, Rude. How are you? Dale mo kito anatani mo. Hello, Rude Eye. How are you? Hi, Toxic. Hi, Pixel. Hi, Star. Thanks for the follows. Hi, Alaster. Thank you guys. Hi, Kashimo. I'm a cat boy, not furry. Again, thank you guys for your follow, subs, and also I want to say thank you guys again for your donations. Your donations allow me to keep streaming and keep doing stuff. So guys, if you ever want to donate, I really appreciate any donations you guys give. So yes, I would love a lappy Discord, clappy seal, but anything you guys give, like a GG or even a sparkle, it helps me out so much. So thank you guys. I mean, it's cool that you are. I am fine with whatever you guys are. I promise you that. Welcome if you guys are new. I'm glad to have you. Thank you, Real Rosa, for the rose. I mean, for the flowers. I mean, makes sense, you know? Hi, Marley. Hi, Mark. What's up? Hello, Vidak. Glad to have you. Hi, Silly. Hi, Football. How are you? How did I get popular? I don't know. Hi, Football. Hi, Phineas. Glad to have you. Wow, Real Lows. Yeah. Hi, that. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Yunche. You're so nice. Thank you, guys. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi, Adam. Hi, Mark. Hi, Benika. Glad to have you. Hi, Marley. Hi, Match. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Violet. Hello, everyone. You're the best climber in the whole... Aw, thank you, guys. Hi, Life. Hi, Creative. How are you? And thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Meme. Hi, Football. Hi, User. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Ryder. Yeah, that's fair. How many subs are we at? Hi, Thatnos. Hi, Life. Hi, Adrian. Let me go check real quick. My sub count broke today, Mashira. I don't know why. We're at 20. Oh, 726. That's cool. Hi, Adam. Hi, Life. I think. Hi, Paisley. That means we're going to be nearly 36k soon, which is insane. Thank you, Isabel, for your star. Thank you so much, Isabel, for the star. Hello, Starla. Hi, Rod. Thank you for the 100, Rod. Thank you for your dono. Hi, Ramil. Hi, Star. Hi, Life. Thank you guys so much. Hi, User. Hi, Camelita. Hi, Life. Hi, Tabita. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Yun. How are you? Hi, Serve. How are you doing today? Hi, Sage. How are you doing today? Not from accounting. Okay. I don't even know what that means. Hi, Life. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the star. Oh my god, Star gave me stars. Let's go. 4 stars. Let's go. 5 stars. Let's go, Star. Thank you so much for your donos. Have you played that game, Jack? Animal. Oh god, people keep asking, but I don't think it's like my type of game. I don't think I also would do well with my chat and audience. That's why I play towers mostly. Hi, Familia. Glad to have you for the star. Thank you. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for the streamers and donations and follows. Hi, Bean. Hi, User. The problem I have is like, yeah, if I'll be like join and then I'll have people join and they all leave, and then that's just not fun. You got decent. That's fair. I don't know. You're my favorite YouTuber. Yeah, thank you. feel like it's different for your type of content. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Amelia. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Also, the problem is, like, I have to talk with chat, and that's, like, a little different, in my opinion. I could do obbies and talk with chat just fine, right? But I feel like if I played Animal Hospital, it's probably gonna, like, you know... I'm not gonna be able to do it as easily, which is gonna be the issue I have. Hi, Geometry. Hello, can you play Rivals? Tell you what, $20 super chat, I'll play Rivals with you right now. Hello, Sean. Sorry, I know, that's a joke. I say that as well, just so I don't have to play it. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi, Gavin. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows. Hello, Kyla. Glad to have you here. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Anything fun and exciting today? Hello, Kyla. Kyla, thank you so much for your stars. I hope you're doing very well today, Kyla. How's your day been? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everyone here today. You guys seem so nice today. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. What? Hi, Sons. Hi, Familia. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Hello, Gavin. Glad to have you. Thank you, Kyla, so much for your sparkles. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Armin. Thank you, guys. How is everyone doing today? I appreciate you guys so much. Hi, Marley. Hi, Bread. Good. That's good to hear. You seem very nice. Thank you for coming to my stream. I do appreciate it. Hi, Glisten. You have a brother in the zones. Oh, well, guys, what's the most fun thing you guys done today? Like anything fun, exciting? Thank you for the star, for the stars. Yes. Hello. Hi, Marley. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Lego. How are you? I always get ignored. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to look at chat. Probably lay in my bed. You know what? Go to the beach. That's actually pretty nice. I appreciate it. I just woke up. Oh. I mean, hey, wake up. Do what you guys need to do, okay? Hi, Gavin. Thank you guys for coming today. Thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Thank you for the new people. You guys all seem really nice, and I generally can't appreciate you guys enough. I'm really happy to have everyone. Hi, Phineas. Wawaz. Hello. Welcome. Hi, Locke. Hi, Fiora. Kyla, are you a VTuber, by the way? Welcome. Hi, Locke. Hi, Fiora. Hi, Philia. Hi, Aubrey. Probably not, but Hi, Mealy. Hi, Thild. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Gender. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Radio. Hi, Marley. How are you guys doing? Oh god, my nose is plugged. Hello, welcome again. Glad to have you. Hi, Eva. Hi, Marley. Hi, Amelia. Hello. Hi, Sean. How are you doing today? Welcome. Again, thank you guys for your follow, subs, and also I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. I legit always come to watch you all. Oh, thank you. You keep getting ignored. I'm not trying to ignore, guys. I have a lot of chatters to comment and talk with. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cry. Hi, Lily. Hi, Ty Name. How are you doing today? Hi, Georgie. Hi, Aloni. Hi, Mr. Dream. Hi, Helen. Hi, Jonah. Hi, Elsie. Hi, Gender. How are you? Hi, Grash. Hi, Riley. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Gorgie. Hi, Santiago. Thank you guys for the follows and subs again. Guys, if you sub, say that you subbed in chat. I'll give you a shout out since my sub thing is not working today. Hi, Dandy. Hi, Novitz. Hi, Lilith. Hi, Dark. I do want to give you guys credit if you do sub, since I would feel back. Hi, Dark Jack. Thank you for the follows. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. Play Nido Tower. Violet, what do you think I'm playing right now? Play Nido Tower. Huh, I wonder what I'm playing right now. Riley, thank you for the sub. Fiend, thank you for the sub. Gender, thank you for the sub. Dro, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Jays. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Hi, I wonder what tower this is. Guys, even when I play the game, they're still telling me to play it. Hi, Star. Thank you guys for the subs. Also, thank you for the follows. And thank you guys as well for your donations. You guys are generally so nice today. I generally can't appreciate everyone who's being so nice to me. Everybody's saying so many positive, nice words. Everybody's really being really cool. I generally can't thank you guys enough. You guys are so nice, amazing, and wonderful. Hi, Gender. Hi, Thought. Hi, Kanito. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Eagle. Kaka. There you go. You're happy. Hi, Keen. Hi, Kanato. Hi, hello, Vaxies. Again, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Hi, Keen. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Moretto. Hi, MJ. Hi, Hee. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Pamela. Glad to have you. Hello, welcome, guys. Thank you, guys. Hi, Fat. Hi, Otter. Hi, MJ. Do you guys actually like the sub count being there or no? If you guys don't, let me know because, like, I know it kind of, like, takes away from the screen a bit. Hi, Vaxie. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the follows and subs. Thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much. Any donations really help me out, guys. I appreciate anything you guys give. Thank you guys so much. I really do. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Bella. Hi, Star. I feel like you guys might like... Do you guys like the sub count removed, or you guys like it on there? Because I can remove it. I just don't know what you guys want. Hi, Far. Hi, Ramon. Guys, I'll say it if I get the donation. Okay, that's the only time I will ever say the number. If I get the donation for that. Okay. So if you want me to say it, I better get that donation. Hi, Ella. Thank you for the heart me, because I do not want to ever say that number. Other people force me to do it, and I'm like, okay, fine. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Mr. Dream. Hi, Rebecca. Ella, thank you for the heart me. Hello, Ella. Thank you for the roses too. Thank you guys for the follows or subs. Glad to have you. Thank you for the 10 roses, Ella. Glad to have you. Hi, Zug. Hi, May May. Hi, View. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Mister. Hi, Zoe. Hello, Eli. Hi, Keen. Hi, Tyson. Glad to have you. My sub count broke, but I mean, it's okay. Hi, Dage. Hi, Juan. Hi, Bart Simpson. Hi, Tu. How you doing today? Hi, Fiend. Glad to have you. Hi, Emma. How are you? Hi, Wada. How you doing today? Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Please stop spamming. I don't want to mute you, man, but you said it 20 times. I follow you. Thank you. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Thug. Hi, Ashley. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follow. Thank you guys for the subs, everyone. Hi, Delelge. Hi, Thug. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Marley. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for your donations today. Holy, I can't appreciate you guys so much for everything you have given already. You guys genuinely, like, I can't appreciate you guys so much. We're at 775! Quen, thank you so much for the rose. Glad to have you. This is very nice. You guys are very nice, too. I appreciate everyone. Hi, Lenita. Hi, Thaw. Hi, Yana. Hi, I am. Hi, Jeffy. How are you doing today? No, it's okay. Hi, Memory. Thank you. Is that your user? I'm not adding people, but... Hi, Starcat. Hi, Hana. Hi, Steve. Thank you, guys. Guys, we're almost at 800 subs right now. So we're literally almost getting to 36k today, which is insane. So thank you, guys. Why is my character sad on screen? What do you mean? Oh, I know why. I know why. There we go. I'm happy. I took my antidepressant. No, I'm joking. I accidentally pressed the button and it makes me sad because it's a toggle. Hi, Solar. Hi, Deb. Hi, Coco. Glad to have you. Guys, again, thank you guys for the followers or subs. Hi, Aaliyah. Hi, Tu. How are you guys doing today? Welcome. Hi, Random. Hi, Elia. You guys know in like We Happy Few when they like take the medicine and they become happy. Hi, Delage. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Gavin. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for the follows or subs. Hi, Pomni. Hi, everyone. Hi, Cat's Eye. How are you doing today? Hi, Cooler. Hi, Violet. Hi, Till. How are you? Hi, D-Brush. Hi, Kim. Hi, Farm. Hi, Aria. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Miss. Hi, I'm not. How are you guys doing today? Thank you guys for the follows and subs. I'm not really tired. Hi, Steve. Hi, Moon. Hi, Amelia. Again, also, thank you guys so much for your donations today. You guys help me out so much with those. I generally can't appreciate you guys enough for that. Thank you. Hi, Kat. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for... Hi, Kim. Hi, Bob. Hi, It's. Glad to have you. Hi, Two Time. Hi, Pearly. Hi, Kat. Can I play Coffee Tower? Maybe a little later, okay? Hello, Amelia. Let me finish this a bit because I want to do. Guys, I fell. No. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Thoughts. Can you wall hop very badly? Like to the point I basically can't. I just can do it at like a really horrible way. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Flower. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. I'm glad to have you. Whatever you guys are doing, guys. What's the best part of you guys' days? If you guys don't mind me asking. I hope you guys are doing well, whatever you guys are up to. Thank you, guys. Make sure to follow and make sure to sub. Hi, Eli. Hi, Yana. Hi, in there. Welcome. Hi, Prue. Hi, everyone. Hi, Fatina. Hi, William. Glad to have you. Hi, Char. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Gavin. How are you? Hi, Armu. Hi, Zug. How you doing today? Hi, Gavin. Glad to have you here. Hi, Asa. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Sharin. How you doing today? Hi, Pasta. Hello, everyone. Hi, Alia. Hi, Big. Hi, Digger's. Hi, Dream. How you doing today? Welcome. Thank you guys again for coming and following and subbing. Hi, Lon. Hi, Max. Hi, Kai. Hi, Crystal. ちょっとに半語を話せます。でも、今は勉強してるね。Hi, Gay. How's Suza? Again, thank you guys for coming, following, and subbing. I appreciate everybody here. Yeah, please don't spam, guys. It does get annoying. I am subscribed. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Hi, Prue. Hi, Zuza. Everybody says hi and over. What happens if I send? Yeah, it makes it hard. Please don't spam hi so I can talk about it. I will cry if I got $100 right now. Hi, Nova. Hi, NASA. I'm not playing Rivals today, guys. Hello, hello. Hi, Karina. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Karina. Hi, ya girl. Hi, Eli. Hi, Daisy. Glad to have you. Hi, Marla. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Violet. Hi, Lillian. Hi, Aaliyah. Again, thank you for the followers and sub. Hi, Ariel. Glad to have you. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Topper. How are you? Again, thank you for the followers and subs. Hi, Dion. I can't say the whole time. It's okay. I wish you the best. Hi, Kimiko. How are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Thug. Hi, Thukad. Hi, 4478. Glad to have you. Hi, Gazelle. Hi, Yakuza. Hi, David. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Super. Hi, Topaz. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mai. Hi, Ellie. No spamming. Yeah, please no spam. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you. Hope you guys are doing well. Wow, ours. What's the best part of you guys' days if you guys wanna... if you guys don't mind me asking you. Hello, everyone's. Guys, what are you guys doing right now, if you guys don't mind me asking? Hello. Hi, Yola. Hi, Souza. Hi, Marley. Cool avatar. Yeah, I always feel like I see you with a blanket. I do wear a blanket a lot, that's why. Again, guys, your donations mean so much. I really appreciate everybody who's donated today. Let's get a laughy disco or clappy seal right now, guys, if you guys are okay with that. Obviously, it's up to you, and if you can't do it, don't worry about it at all. Hi, Mizuku. But I just wanted to thank you guys again for like wanting to donate and giving me stuff, because like obviously that's up to you and that's a decision you don't have to do. So I genuinely can't like appreciate you guys all for everybody who's donated and like giving me stuff. You guys are amazing. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Julia. Hi, London. Hi, Amy. What kind of blanket? I mean, it's like a hoodie blanket, you know? It's a little cat themed blanket. Have fun making dinner. Hi, Thok. Hi, Sherry. Glad to have you. Hello, I'm playing with Squish. Squish is cool. Are you squishing right now? Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. What kind of blanket? Oh, I meant IRL. Oh, I like IRL. I don't have a blanket right now. I usually do, actually, which is surprising, but I tend to just have like a pretty basic blanket. It's like a brownish. It's like a tan blanket. It's pretty nice, though. A little like roughy, but I too. It's not like the most soft, but it's like it's good for what it is. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Marley. Hi, Elabelle. Hi, Ellie. Thank you guys again for the follows and subs. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Yor. Hi, Rain. How are you doing today? Hi, Gavin. How are you? I tend to have a pretty bad body heat problem, and not like since I produce too much, I produce too little, basically. So, like, whenever I'm like, I need a blanket that like sleep. Hi, Every. Hi, Chick-fil-A. Hi, Evan. Hi, Garl. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Ryan. Glad to have you. Hi, Diva. Hi, Rain. How are you doing today? Make sure to follow her sub. Hello, Ryan. I'm alright. Maybe I need to see a doctor eventually. Yes, Alex. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following and subbing. Do I have our like an avatar? Not sure. Guys, we hit 800 subs. Let's go. Guys, 200 more subs today, guys. 200 more subs today. We will hit 36K, which is insane. Hi, Max. Hi, My Life. Hi, Megan. How are you? Again, thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Rain. How are you doing today? Hi, Handsome. Hi, Aaliyah. Glad to have you. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Cloudy. Hi, 2 Rupees. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Miguel. Hi, London. How are you doing today? Hi, Ark. Hi, My Life. How are you? Miguel, thank you for the stars today. Hi, 2. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Phineas. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Rich. Hi, Ryan. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming and following and subbing. Hi, Kendia. Hi, Aaliyah. Glad to have you. Hi, Faird. Hi, Catalia. Hi, Deb. Your voice is so calming. Thank you. Hi, Mark. Hi, Char. Hi, Zuza. Glad to have you. Hi, Mila. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for following. Hi, Hello, D-Ledge. Hi, Rain. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Phineas, hi Leah, glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Awesome, hi Moore, glad to have you. Hi London, how are you doing today? Go down to London, but hi Roxana, hi everyone's. Hi Familia. Hi Aston, hi Josh, how you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Verity. Hi Bacon, hi Falling, hi Astrian, hi London, hi Mila, glad to have you. Rose voice. I can hear. Yes. Hi Fat Me. Hello 2 rupees, how are you? Hi Rich. Oh god, my arm hurts. Hi Rich, hi London, hi Lemons, how are you? Hi Rain, glad to have you here. Hi Lolly, hi Rain, hi Pearl, how are you doing today? Hi Ryan, hi Roxana, glad to have you. Hi Jesus, hi Lucky, hi Banana. Again, thank you for the follows and subs everyone. Hi Storm, how are you? Hi Marley, hi Ryan, hi everyone. Hi Kara, my day is going well, what about yours? Hi Jupiter. I'm doing good Falling, glad to have you. Hi Cat's Eye, how are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Mila, hello everyone. Hi Hussein, hi Rachel, hi Anna. Guys, again, thank you guys for the follows and subs today. You guys are so nice. I appreciate everyone. Hi Miko, hi Lex. Guys, I want to say any donations help me out so much, so I generally can't thank you guys enough if you donate. So guys, if you ever want to give like a super chat, a laughing disco, clapping seal, any donation you guys give, I promise you it helps me out so much today. Hi Surprise, hi Victor, hi Ryan. So thank you guys. Hi Zubel. If you guys can't give anything, that's okay too. Hi Roxana, just being subbing and watching, that means so much to me as well. Hello Jupiter, thank you for the subs, glad to have you. BRB, okay. Hi Ma, hi Maddie. Hi Awesome, glad to have you. Hi Geo. Again, thank you guys for being here. Hi Miku, hi Sheila, glad to have you. Hi Emma, hi Jeremy, I love your VTuber, glad to have you guys. Hi Ella, hi Zeeble. Hi Rich, how you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi Abby. I would love a donut. Oh my god. Hi Kylie. Again, oh, I reset it already. Hi Kelly, you're good and kind. Thank you guys for saying that. How many subs are we at now, guys? Let me go check. Hi Amy. Hi Ash. Guys, we are currently at we're at 823, so 177 more subs away from 36k, everyone. Let's go. Hi Dennis. I'm back temporarily for the next 17. Very specific. Acting donate for 400. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get that donation, but I mean, if you can, yeah, sure. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate it. No, it's fine. I appreciate you guys gifting whatever you guys give. And oh my god, how Alfriti, glad to have you here. Thank you guys for saying Alfriti. Thank you for saying that. Sorry, is it Alfriti? I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well today, whatever you guys are doing. Thank you. I appreciate everyone here. Thank you guys for saying nice things to me. Hi, manager. Hi, Winter. Hi, Pet. Why don't I have a million subs? I don't know. That's life, you know? Hi, Dennis. Hi, Sleepy. Hi, Max. Hi, Light. Hi, Mab. Hi, Sammy. How are you? Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You said my name wrong. It's... Hi, Dennis. Is it Denise? I don't know. I thought it's Dennis. Hi, Becky. Hi, Stephine. Hi, God. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, don't say hi again. If you guys want to ask any questions, that's fine. But yeah, I do have to say, please, if you already said hi, though, I mean, I appreciate it a lot, but don't spam it 20 times. Yeah, thank you for the followers. Good night if you guys have to go. It's okay. Thank you, guys. Hi, Liz. Hi, Ari. You want a gift? I would love a gift if you want to give one, Ari, but hey, that's up to you. Don't feel forced, okay? Hello. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Ryan. But yes, I love gifts. Gifts are very nice, so thank you, guys. Hi, Jupiter. Hi, Speed. Hi, Tina. Glad to have you. No, it's fine if you guys can't donate. I appreciate you guys being nice and saying stuff too. I really do. Thank you for the Norway! Ari, thank you so much for your Norway. No way! Oh my god, thank you so much for your donos. Hi, Kaskia. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Beaver. Hi, Tink. Hi, Ari. Thank you guys for your subs, follows, donations. Hi, Winter. Hi, Tink. Hi, Santiago. Glad to have you. Hi, Waylon. Thank you guys for your donations, guys, so much. Hi, Julian. Hi, Goodest. Again, thank you guys for the follow. Thank you guys for the stars. Glad to have you. Please don't spam. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Melissa, thank you for the hundreds. Glad to have you, Melissa. Glad to have you. Anything fun or exciting today? Again, thank you so much for the follows and subs. Hi, Woka. Hi, Ethereal. But yeah, don't spam too many times, guys, so we can say hi to everyone. Hi, Beaver. Hi, Kays. How do I get? So it should be a little icon that is like a gift icon. Jose, thank you for the GG, Jose. Hi, Mousy. So it should be the gift icon. So there should be a gift icon near the emoji one. Hi, Jose. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jupiter. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows or subs. Again, thank you guys for your gifts today. It's so nice of you. But yeah, don't spam if you already said hi. If you are new, you can say hi. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate everyone who's new who says hi. Hi, Lax. Thank you for the sub. And if you guys sub, you can say I subbed in chat if you have not said it already, right? And then I can give you a shout out for that. That or if you donate. I always give shout outs for donations for obvious reasons. I shouldn't have to say that. But yeah, if you ever donate any jewels or like a super chat or even like a membership, I always give you a shout out. Nicole, thank you for the GG. Hi, Rich. I will say, guys, for some of you guys, you might want to look into a membership because honestly, you get some really cool emotes. So like, yeah, if you guys ever want to get a membership, I would recommend that. Hi, Jonas. Hi, Maya. Glad to have you. Hi, Goddess. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the follows. Hi, Snyer. Hi, Vlad. Hi, Mary. Hi, Engel. Hi, Souza. Thank you, Ali, for the star. Aw, that's very cool you're in my game. Hi, Winter. I'm stressed. No, I'm fine. What? I need the chilling gifting people. I have 104. You should give the rest to me. No, I'm joking. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Bad. No, I appreciate. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Gift who you want to gift at the end of the day, right? So, hi, Mard. Hi, Money. Glad to have you. Hi, Wowaka. Glad to have you. If you guys, like I said, if you guys want a gift, I always appreciate it, and I will thank everybody for it, since, you know, it allows me to do this as like my career, so I can't thank everybody who gets enough, but like obviously, like, I understand if you can't, that's okay, and I really appreciate you just being here. Yeah, it's very good today. Hi, everyone. Guys, maybe just removing the sub counter is what changed it. The sub counter is a bad thing. No, I don't think it is. Hi, Teddy. Hi, thank you. Hi, Chemical. I think I just had a good stream earlier. Hi, Arum. All right, I'll test it though. I'll test it. I'll remove it tomorrow and see what happens. Hi, Wawaka. How you doing there? Hi, Hussein. Hi, Monica. Hi, Niz. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Where's my water? Well, it seems like I'm the only. Thank you for the subscribe. Waylon, Farid, I think you did it like 20 times, my dude. You have not. Hi, welcome. I can't read your name. Welcome on TikTok, Gio. Thank you. Someone from Latin America. Yes, I think there's a few people from Latin America, I bet. Waffles, thank you for the clapping seal. I mean, if you want to give the rest to me, I would be really happy to receive it. Gabby, thank you for the 2 jewels too. Thank you so much for the clapping seal though. Waffles, your donation is very amazing. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hi, Kane. Happy birthday in 5 days. You're so cute. Thank you. But yes, guys, again, thank you guys for your donations today. It really does help me out. Hi, Aiden. Thank you guys so much, especially for the clapping seal. Guys, I'm gonna do like one more of this at least, but should I play Coffee Tower after the next one of this, or should I play a different tower? What do you guys think? Thank you so much for your clapping seal though. You guys' donations are so nice. I appreciate it. Okay. I appreciate you guys' donations, subs. Nicole, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Hello, welcome. I mean, that's cool. Okay, guys, so I will be honest. I mean, I don't mind wishing early birthdays, but if it's like 10 months away, guys, like I think that's a little too early. Like my birthday's in like my birthday's in 11 months. I'm like, I mean, I can't really thank you for that. Okay. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Verity. Guys, should I play Coffee Obby or should I play this one? Let me know, guys. Hi, John. Hi, Silly. Hi, London. How you guys doing? Again, thank you for the follower sub. Is it Jose? Or is it Josie? Sorry, I hope it's Jose. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Guys, 150 more subs until 70k coffee. You guys are saying coffee, not Nito. Okay. Is that what everybody wants me to do? Coffee Obby? No sound on Coffee Obby, but we can definitely do it. Hi, Zer. Hi, Facecart. My B-Day was yesterday. Hi, Souza. Hi, Steven. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys for your gifts. Thank you for your donations. Everything you guys give, I appreciate it so much. Hi, Mina. Hi, Major. How you doing there? Again, thank you guys for the follow subs. Hi, Minnie. Glad to have you. I really do appreciate you guys. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Kimiko. Thank you for the follow subs. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Zer. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Lachi. Hi, Bacon. Hi, Mila. I'm broke. No, it's fine. Hi, Ari. Hi, Psych. Hi, Waylon. Glad to have you. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Bay. How you doing there? Welcome, Bailey. Hi, Chance. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Psych. Hi, Hi everyone. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you're new. Thank you, Chance. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Ing. Hi, Cookie. Glad to have you. Hello. Please stop spamming, though. I don't want to have to mute you. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Also, I want to say thank you guys again so much for your donations today. I promise you, your donations help me so much, like in every way possible. So thank you guys. Hi, Mila. Hi, Tu. Hi, Lobot. Hi, Burn. Hi, Kurt. Again, thank you guys for your laughing discos, clapping seals, and everything you guys send. Thank you, Burn. Hi, Liz. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Kurt. But yeah, we can definitely play Coffee Obby later. Hi, Callie. Hi, Mooney. How are you? Hi, Leias. Hi, Sniper. Hi, Twilight. Hi, everyone. Hi, Noah. Hi, Kawa. Hi, everyone. Thank you, wife, for the rose. You're so friendly. Aww. Hi, Nightwing. Hi, Sun. Hi, London. How are you doing there? Hi, Sura. Hi, PDD. Hi, hello. Hi, Bowie. Thank you guys for coming. Please accept. What do you mean accept what? It's okay. I mean, do what you guys need to do. I know accept friend request, so if that's what you're asking, I'm sorry. So you guys said Coffee Obby, so we're gonna play some Coffee Obby. Sorry. I mean, okay, there we go. Please don't have music really loud. Okay, it's not really loud. There is music, but not really loud, so. Bro, your outfit is cute. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Kane Knight. Hi, Elena. Glad to have you guys. And then Jose, thank you for the laughing disco. Is it Josie or Jose? I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you so much for your laughing disco. Please don't spam. I don't want to have to mute you, but I might have to. So thank you so much for your laughing disco, though, guys. Again, thank you. I have to get a haircut tomorrow, so it's going to help me with that. So I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna probably get like 2 to 3 inches and then ask for like a good hair recommendation. So it's like, guy, I don't know why. Hi, Alina. I know this is haha streamer moment, but like, because I generally have really natural like greasy hair, not because I don't shower. Like I will literally shower and it'll still be greasy. So my friend was like, you need to get like really good hair products. So I have to ask them about like what would be good for me. Which kind of sucks. I mean, because like you already get the stereotype of the streamer, right? But like. My hair is just naturally really greasy, and I'm like, god damn it. Of course, I'm just a streamer, I get this. This is like the worst thing to get. Hello, Aiden, and hi, Liz. I get the now it's like the gumball meme. Make sure to follow or sub. Oh, welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Hi, Ismi. So I gotta ask for like it. I think part of it is not just it's greasy. I think part of it is just naturally it has a darker tone. So it's not like it's brown, but darker brown, so it has a gloss to it because of it, which I think kind of gets confused as it, but I do think it's partially both. Hi, Mila. Hi, Sun. Hi, PDD. Glad to have you. Hi, Will. Hi, Miles. Glad to have you. Yeah. Hector, thank you so much for the gold coin. Glad to have you. So I'm going to ask for like a hair recommendation for it, so, which is kind of, I mean, to be fair, like I am kind of a basic shampoo guy, so I have never like really looked into like, you know, like pretty. Hello, BF. Hi, Vlog. Hi, Ingrid. I haven't looked into like more complex hair products, but I was glad to have you. The one thing I'm worried about right now, guys. Thank you for the gold coin, Kirsty. Hi, Jose. Glad to have you. Hi, thank you for the stars, guys. My friend said I should get like a K-pop kind of look with my longer hair, since I do like longer hair. Do you think I should or no? Because like they're biased because of where they're from, but like they're like, oh my god, you should go with that. I'm like, should I? Again, guys, thank you for the follows. Hi, I don't know. Hi, Bella. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Mia. Yes. Okay. Yes, I should. Okay. Is it who do you think okay. See, I can't show you guys my hair and be like, who should I try to like look like or who should I model? But it would be nice. Hi, Krishy. Hi, Mila. Hi, Waylon. Hi, Kane. I need a stand who's like, oh, this would be a good haircut. Hi, Batty. Hi, Real. Hi, Cats. Hi, Arlene. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi, Artemis. Hi, Dell. Hi, Bacchus. Hi, J Plays. How are you doing today? Hi, Western. Hi, Bella. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi, Cheeky. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Waylon. How you doing? Make sure to follow her some. Hi, Ali. Glad to have you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Mila. Hi, RK. Hi, Vector. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Aaliyah. Glad to have you here. Thank you. Hi, David. Again, thank you guys for your follow subs, and also, guys, thank you guys for your donations as well. Hi, Bella. Hi, Osia. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys. All your donations help me out so much, guys. I genuinely can't appreciate you guys enough. So thank you, everyone. Hi, Del. Hi, Nest. Hi, Furry. Hi, Aiden. Again, thank you guys for your donations so much. Oh my god, I see my PFP again. I haven't seen someone with my PFP for like a bit. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Furry. I mean, it's cool, I guess. Oh my. Hi, Rest. Hi, Tucker. Hi, Aiden. There. Welcome. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Sawmill. Hi, Ja. Hi, Mia. I wonder how much people, like, unironically have my PFP as their YouTube PFP. I bet it's a lot more than I probably think. Like, I bet there's at least 20 accounts with it. Hi, Steen. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Lorenzo. Hi, Queenie. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the followed subs. Hello if you're new. Hi, Kiara. Hi, Jalen. Hi, Cone. Hi, Riz. Can you rap? No. Hi, Gloria. The game is called Coffee Tower, by the way, if you're curious. Hi, Violet. Hi, Grayson. If you guys want my username, I can put it in chat too. Hi, Kenan. Hi, Violet. Guys, thank you guys for the follow and subs, everyone. Also, guys, thank you guys for your donations, everyone. I really do appreciate it. I follow you. Hello, everyone. Tell you what. So, thank you guys. Hi, SAF. Glad to have you. Character's adorable. Thank you guys. Hi, Sid. But yeah, guys, any donation you guys give, I promise you, helps me so much. So thank you guys so much for your donations. I'm glad I can notice you. Thank you so much. Hi, Elmio. Hello, Saf. Hello, Ken. Hi, I'm Hopper. Do you play Blox Fruits? Not recently, but I used to. Hi, Sunflox. Hi, IJJ. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Please don't spam too many times. I don't want to have to mute. Besides the obvious. What? I mean, what would I change myself beside obvious? Hi, Seth. Hi, Kens. Hi, Yellow. Hi, Ryan. I think, like, the way I live, like, in the sense of dieting, I think that would be a good idea. Hi, Wrecker. Hi, Alex. And more, like, I need to also, like, make more meal preps and do that, but I feel like it's just, like, hi, Wyatt. Hi, I'm gonna try to do that, and I think that's something I need to work on, is my diet. Hi, Alex. I don't think it's, like, unhealthy necessarily, but it's, like, expensive. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Gian. Or, like, more expensive than it has to be. Hi, Artemis. Hi, Cookie. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follower subs. Hi, Royce. Because, like, I've been trying to lose weight, so I've been justifying, like, getting, like salads or stuff like that. Being like, oh, yeah, because I want to eat healthier, right? Because I've lost weight from it, don't get me wrong, but it's, like, it's also cost money. Hi, Leah. Hi, Artemis. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Keela. So I think after, like, I start going after my cons and, like, I do that, I think I'm going to start trying to, like, cut back on, like, expensive meals and, like, you know, meal prep properly. Hi, User. Hi, Randy. Where I could both lose more weight, because I don't weigh, like, too much for myself, right? So hello. Do you guys use, like, do you guys use metric or imperial, so I can say it? Oh, I could use both. Hi, Bob. How you doing there? Welcome. So, like, guys, I'm like 6'1", which is like 185 centimeters, right? But I'm, like, currently around 96 kilos, I think, or, like, around, like, 214 through 13 pounds. So for me personally, it's, like, it's not, like, too horrible weight wise, right? But it's, like, I still want to lose a bit more weight. So hi, Pen. Hi, Amar. Hi, Otto. Glad to have you, right? Make sure to follow us up. Sorry. Yeah, Eli, take your time, okay? If you need time, you need time. Hi, Verenzia. Hi, Vereza. Hi, Light. Hi, HH. Glad to have you. Hi, Light. Hi, Sydney. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, RK. The thing about my weight is it doesn't really show well, which is surprising. So it's like my friends think I'm, like, look twinkish, and I've only gained, like, 8 pounds since, like, last year, so I'm like... I think it's because of my height, and plus I have a lot of muscle mass in my legs, since I walk a lot, so... for my legs, they probably do carry a bit more weight, so that's why it ends up looking a bit more skinny. Hi, Cassie. Hi, RK. Which is why BMI is not necessarily the best measurement of actual weight, because, like, it doesn't really count for muscle, so, like, a lot of athletes are obese when, obviously, there shouldn't be. Oh, make sure to follow our sub, guys. Hi, Winter. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Backy. Hi, Brenda. So there's a lot more accurate ways to calculate it now, but BMI is, like, a really basic one, so that's used a lot. Hi, Lars. Hi, Eric. And also, like, it's really hard. Not everybody has muscle density measuring equipment. You only play obbies. I play other games, but mostly obbies, yeah. Hi, Nico. Hi, Cassidy. The thing about is if I play other games, people don't tend to like it, and I don't know why. Like, I don't have a good explanation for why. I just have to guess. And hi, Days. I think I just don't talk to chat as much when I play other games because I have to, like, And also I think like a lot of times obbies I'm constantly doing something, but and usually in any other game I have to take breaks and do other stuff, right? Hi Asman, hi Kenzie. Guys, if you sub and say I subbed, I will give you a shout out in my chat. Also, if you guys donate, I promise you to give you a shout out as well. Any donation you guys gives helps me out, so I really do appreciate it. Hi Talia, hi Nico, hi Asman. Hi Asa. Hi Kenzie. Hello, welcome. Your avatar is cute. Thank you guys for coming. Hi Aaron, hi Danny. I've also done some thinking over the last few days, and I realized, like, hello, Kenzie. Hi, Skies. Hi, Nico. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Zeus. How are you? I realize I keep joining stuff where it's like, I feel like I probably don't have... Hello. Hello, welcome. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Zeus. Hi, Megan. Hi, Brian. Hi, Yellow. Hello, Jocelyn. Hi, Michael. Hi, Nico. Hi, Maya. Hi, Zeus. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. I hope you're doing well. Hello, welcome. Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad to have you here. I hope you're doing well. Whatever. Please stop spamming. I don't want to mute you for long, but you keep spamming, okay? Hi, Bella. Hi, Chelsea. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows or subs. But yeah, I was doing self-reflection. I think I was like, something I realized is I keep joining stuff that I feel like... Hi, Tonight. Hi, Master. Like, never mind, I won't say it. Hello, hi, Andrea. Hi, Bella. Hi, Royal. I'm just gonna say I think the consequence I just realized is I just feel like I need to join less things. Hi, Royal. Hi, Kenan. Hi, Bella. Focus on what I want to focus on. Hi, Zeus. And like use the free time to do other things that are useful for my personal well-being. Hi, Zeus. Hi, Julie. Hi, Ivy. Glad to have you. I know. I need to clean my room still. I cleaned it a bit today though, so I've been pretty happy with that. It's still pretty messy, but it's a bit better than it was. So. But I got a lot to clean still. Hi everyone, make sure to follow or sub. Nito, please. I played Nito earlier, I promise you. I did it, and then everybody's like, go switch to coffee obby now. And now I'm on coffee. Hello, Zuzu, how are you? Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Eanes plays. I don't add people, but I appreciate you guys being here. Hi, Ucheap. Don't spam, please. I don't want to mute you. I'm gonna give you... Okay, I'm gonna give... I'm gonna give you one more warning, man. Hi, hello, Elena. Hi, Basera. Do you do Twitch? Not really, but I do have an account if you want to go there. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Andrea. I'm on YouTube, which is what I'm talking to on the side, if you're curious. So I do YouTube shorts and I do TikTok shorts. Hi, David. Thank you, Ellie, for the flow state. Eli, thank you so much for the flow state. Thank you so much, Eli. Appreciate it so much. Is it Ellie or Eli? Thank you so much for your donation. Eli, thank you so much. Make sure to follow or sub. Hello, hi Diego. I keep falling like a dumb cat boy. Oh, hi Monorast. Hi Chris. How many subs are we at now? Let me go check. We are currently at 94. Let's go. Is this Coffee Tower? Yeah, it is Coffee Tower. I am not live 24 hours. I think in total I'm live like 4 hours a day. And if you count like total times of videos I make, it's probably in like another 10 to 20. Hi RK. Hi Kishiro. I actually did longer lives before, but I realized the algo really doesn't like those. So the algo tends to like 2 to 3 lives a day, around an hour and a half. I've been doing basically 2 lives a day, hour and a half difference. And around usually an hour and a half to like 2 hours. And the algo really likes that, so. Hi Jim, hi family. I think the one thing I need to work on is probably a little bit better shorts. Hi Ethan, and I was a little bit busier like a few weeks ago, but I might focus on those now. Hi Panda, I just need to make shorts for this week, and then after that I'll start recording stuff that's a little bit. Hi Pan, hi 2S. I might do a geography game again, which would be fun. Hi Veve, how you doing today? Hi Carol, hi Verity, hi Kashimo, hi Samara, hi Art, how you doing today? Make sure to follow her some. Hi Scene, hi Ava. Ellie, thank you so much for the flowers. Ellie, thank you. Eli, thank you so much for the flowers. I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong again. Carol, Raku, thank you guys for your donations today. Hi Pandemic, hi Carol, hi Gamer, hi Andrea. Thank you guys so much for the donations, everyone. I promise you everything you give really helps me out in every way possible. I genuinely can't thank you guys enough. Hi Dusty, hi Artemis, glad to have you. Hi Zephyr, hi Faye, hi Jem, hi Boom, glad to have you. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi everyone, hi bro, hi Dusty, hi Nama, glad to have you. Hi bro, hi everyone, hi Artemis, hi Gerald, hi Carolee. Thank you, Ray for the Sunday. Thank you so much, Ray, for the Sunday. I don't play in a private server, it's public. Hi Gunnar, hi Panda. Also guys, if you sub, say that you subbed in chat so I can give you a shout out. So yeah, thank you so much for the Sunday though. That's so nice of you. Let's go, thank you. Alright, guys, we hit 900 subs. You know what that means? 100 more subs and we're at 36k, which is insane. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Dog Day. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Dusty. Hi, Nasty. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Kai. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Jim. Hi, Ray. Hi, Violet. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Panda. Thank you for the sub. Panda hero. Da 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 da. Hi, Nolan. Hi, Aubrey. Hi, Bella. Hi, Ema. Glad to have you. Hi Bella, hi Mona, hi Brids, hi Verity, glad to have you, hi Yomi. Hi David, hi Carol, glad to have you, hi Dusty, hi Nolan, thank you for the followers who subbed. Hi Saul, glad to have you, hi Hannah, hi Artemis, hi Harper, glad to have you. Hi Jim, hi Den, I'm subscribed. Thank you, stop saying, stop Jim, I'm gonna mute you and I don't want to be mean, but you're spamming at this point. Okay, I'm gonna mute you for 10 minutes, I'm sorry. You were like spamming 20 times, my dude, I saw it the first time. Oh damn, I think I know I did the right person. Hi Brody, hi Ray, hi Cute. Hi Cute. I need to read other people's subs and comments. Ray, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Hi Nightcore. Again, also guys, thank you so much for your donations today. Hi Jacksor, hi Cap. Thank you guys so much for the donations. Hi Ellie, glad to have you. Thank you so much for the heart. Hi Corin, hi Slender, hi Cool, hi Bash, hi Kay, glad to have you. Hi Proud, thank you for the followers and subs. Hi Cutie, hi Brittany. Hi Nobody. Hi Bash. Hi Eggy. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for the followers and subs. Hi Ision. Hi Aggie. Hi Secret. Hi Wacky. Hi Maddie. Hi Mocha. Hi Kaz. Hi Lun. Hi Cute. Thank you all day for the hundreds. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Nobody. Hi Trey. Hi Kimberly. Hi Brittany. Hi Dinosaur. Glad to have you. Hi Cyrus. Hi Jace. Glad to have you. Hello, Kayla. Hi, Apple. Hi, Lillian. Thank you. Trisha, thank you for the gold coin. Ali, thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you here. Hi, XX. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Nobody. Hi, Hannah. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for the gold coins, guys. Hi, Mobile. Hi, Bash. Glad to have you. Hi, Trey. Hi, Jinle. Hi, Terminator. Hi, Bakugo. Thank you guys for the follows. Murray, thank you so much for the clapping seal, Murray. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you so much for the clapping seal. Hi, Q. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Tiana. Hi Cute, hi Nicole, how you doing today? Hi Adrian, glad to have you. Hi Bash, glad to have you here. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Chloe, hi Nutella, how you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi Dinosaur, hi Kane, glad to have you. Hi Dinosaur, glad to have you. Hi Artemis, hi Evelyn. Hi Alicia, glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi Channel. Hi Ryan, glad to have you. Hi Kayla, glad to have you. Hi Conquest, thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi Rivals, hi Atlas, glad to have you. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hi everyone. Hi Car, thank you for the followers and subs. Hi Idris, glad to have you. Hi Christian, hi Luca. Hi Predator, how are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Chloe, glad to have you. Hi everyone. Hi CJG. Hello Nari, thank you for the flowers. Julian, Ryan, thank you guys so much for coming. I do appreciate it. You look sad. I'm not sad. I'm pretty sure I'm happy. I'm pretty happy. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Aber. Hi, Abinator. Hi, Elena. Hi, Trey. Hi, Real. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Artemis. Glad to have you. Hi, Rivals. How are you? Hi, Dino. Hi, Liam. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Hi, Elena. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Goku. Hi, Hi Glibnar, glad to have you. Hi Fluffy. Hi Channel. Hi Ann. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi Alex, glad to have you. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi Lainey, glad to have you. Hi Daisy. Hi Forsaken, how are you? Hi Fluff. Hi everyone. Hi Ricky. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Angel. Hi Kong, glad to have you. Hi Eli. Thank you. One more gift. I have to leave. Okay, yeah. If you want to. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I appreciate you, Eli. Thank you so much. Thank you so much again. I appreciate your gifts. Layla, Umali, thank you so much for the follows and subs, guys. That's my user. Hi, Charlox. Hi, Layla. Hi, Umali. Angel, thank you for the follows. Glad to have you. Guys, 40 more subs, by the way, until we hit 36k. Hey, Lai, thank you for the floating hearts. Thank you so much for your floating heart gift. I promise you that helps me out so much. Again, thank you. Hi, Minnie. Hi, Nah. Hi, Ryan. Thank you guys for your gifted so much today. It helps me out. Hi, Ricky. Hi, Grayson. Thank you for coming. Thanks for following. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Angel. Glad to have you here. Again, thank you for the followers or subs, guys. I appreciate it so much. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Angel. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Artemis. Hi, Bella. Hi, Goat. Glad to have you. Thank you for the followers or subs. What are you guys up to today? I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Ben. Hi, Transform. Hi, Angie. Glad to have you. Hi, Elena. Hi, Pat. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Carol. Hi, Eileen. Hi. Oh my god, I fell. Hi, Bella. How are you? My 4th of July was pretty good. I went on a walk, but actually, to be fair, it was kind of good. I went on a walk and I got really dehydrated. I did not manage my water well because I was like, it got colder. So I was like, oh, it got colder. It'd be fine. It was still really humid. And I was like, oh, I'm dead. Hi, Spawn. Hi, Pat. So I had to like stop at a gas station and I'd be like, I'm dying. Can I get like free water? And they're like, fine. They looked annoyed, but I was like, I got it from like the fountain thing. I was like, I don't have my card. I didn't think this through. Hi, Gorillas. Thank you for the followers sub. Hi, Breezy. Hi, Sophia. Glad to have you. So yeah, guys, make sure to stay hydrated, even if you don't feel like you need to. Hi, Breezy. Hi, Captain. How are you doing today? Stop spamming, Breezy. I don't want to mute you. Yes, I am one. Hi, Azalea. Hi, Ollie. How are you doing today? Thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Also, again, thank you guys for your donations today. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Bria. Hi, Tucka. Hi, Andrea. You want to tell me something? Okay. Again, thank you for the followers or subs. Glad to have you. Hi, Captain. Stop spamming, please. Hi, Rose. How are you? Hi, Sophia. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follower sub. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Tammy. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Phil. Hi, Bria. Glad to have you. Hello, Trixie. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Nami. Hi, Trey. Glad to have you. How are you doing today? Hi, Leela. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. And thank you for the follow, subs, and donations, whatever you guys are up to. Thank you guys for coming. I do appreciate it. Hi, Dally. Hi, Nub. Hi, Lovely. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. What about you guys? Hi, Bella. Hi, Tammy. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Bria. Hi, Fonzie. How are you? Be sure to follow. Hi, Chester. Glad to have you. Hi, Waylon. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Tucker. Hi, Sequoia. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Toka. Hi, Mary. How are you doing today? Can I tell you something? Sure. I watched K-On! And a few others. Hello, welcome, welcome. I watched Vinland Saga a while ago. Hi, Lime. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Rose. Hi, God. Hi, Limey. How are you? Hi, Tommy. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Zay. How are you? And thank you for the follow. Hi, Casey. Hi, April. Thank you guys for the follow, subs, and donations, everyone. Hi, Narayan. Hi, Happy. Hi, Godfrey. Hi, Chester. How are you? Hi, Tammy. Hi, Toka. Hi, Bella. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Tuck. Hi, Dal. Hi, Trixie. Hi, Oreo. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Hi, Fat. Hi, Trixie. How are you? Hi, Daly. How are you guys doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Minnie. Hi, Roberts. How are you? Hi, Shaka. Hi, Rose. Hi, Steve. How are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Tucker. Hi, Pim. Hi, Miles. How you doing there? Hi, Oreo. Make sure to follow our sub. Again, guys, thank you guys. How many subs are we at now? I'm back. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Hi, Minnie. How you doing there? Thank you for the sub. Hi, Fatana. Hi, Steve. Thank you for the follows and sub. Hi, Minnie. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Best YouTuber. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys liking me. Hi, Ash. Hi, Mimi. Glad to have you. Hi, Venus. Hi, Dylan. Sound like Creative Kyle. Thank you. Hi, Zay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Goku. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Tisha. Glad to have you. Hi, Robert. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Aman. Hi, Azura. Glad to have you. Am I liking sub? Thank you. Hi Steve, hi Ash, hi Tammy, hi Prototype, glad to have you. Hi Gabish. Hi Gatsai, hi Brill, hi you, hi Happy, hi Nethral. Hi Elizabeth. Hi Luna, hi Ninde, welcome. Hi Aman, hi Luna. Hi Gabriel, hi Ninde, make sure to follow her some. Hi Katsai, hi Joshua. Hi Josh, hi Reggie. Hi Aaron. Hi Rue, hi Mary. Hi Christy, hi Emily, hi Brill, hi Mary. Hi Butter, hi Ma, hi Black, hi Nina, hi Ninde, welcome. Hi Dylan, glad to have you here. Thank you for following. Hi Kishiro, sure. Hi Foxy. Guys, again, thank you guys for your donations today, everyone. Hi Zer, hi Trace, hi Aiden, hi Reggie. Hi Ma, hi Love, hi Ernesto, hi Mary, hi Fearless. Guys, thank you guys so much for your donations. I really do appreciate everybody who subs, follows, and also donates today. Thank you guys so much. I do other games too, but I haven't recently, so maybe in the future though, I definitely will be down to do other stuff. Hi October, hi My Pillar, happy birthday Delara. Hi Alphine, hi Flaky, hi Fearless, hi Ivory, hi Princess, hi Ernesto. I don't friend people, but if you want to join my game, here's my name, so if you guys can join. Guys, I want to say, it's a Coffee Tower, so it's kind of close. Guys, if you just subbed or followed, what's up, thank you for the follow. If you subbed, say I subbed in chat. Guys, we're 35 subs away from 36k, everyone. Hi Broncia, hi Oliva. Hi Olivia, hi 00. Hi bro, hi Charlie, glad to have you. Thank you for the follows or subs. Hi Wagon, hi Alex, glad to have you. Hi Zay, hi Flaky, how are you? Hi Skis, hi Brielle, hi Nene, make sure to follow her some. Hi Roncia, hi Skis, hi Pearly, thank you guys for following, thank you for subbing. Hi Sprout, hi Mary. Hi Alfred, hi RK, hi Zer. How you guys doing there? Welcome. Hi Fernard, hi guys, hi Ivory. Hi Alphin, hi Happy, how are you? Make sure to follow her some. Hi Ronick, hi Arlet. Hi Orange, glad to have you here. Hi Turley, hi Andrea. Hi Alphin, glad to have you here. Make sure to follow her some. Happy, hi Quente, hi Pearly. Thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the gold coin. Thank you guys. Pearly, thank you so much for the gold coins. Hi Skis, hi Bia, glad to have you. Megan, thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Hi Frieva, hi Rare, hi Aubrey, hi Miguel. Hi Risa, hi everyone. Hi Saya, glad to have Said. How you doing? Make sure to follow. Hello. Hi Burlek, how you guys doing? Maybe make sure to follow or some. Hi Romeo, hi Bia. Yeah. Hi Colin, hi Team Boys, hi Wilden, hi Glitty. Hello Psyche, hi Micken, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the sub, glad to have you. Miguel, thank you for the chili. Thank you so much. Hi Glitty, hi Miguel, how you guys doing there? Welcome. Hi Thunder, hi chat, hi Alert. Hi Isa, how are you? Hi Rosie, hi Moonlight. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. I really do appreciate everything you have given today. Hello, hi Kimberly, hi Expunge, how are you doing today? Hi Bradley, hi Rosie, how are you? Hi Pan, how are you? Hi Colin, hi Francis, how are you? Hi Redline, hi Brenty, how are you doing today? Hi Wilden, glad to have you here. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi Luca. Hi everyone, glad to have you. Guys, let's check how many subs we have now. Let me go check. We got 20 more subs, guys, to 36k. Let's go. I subbed you. Thank you, Rosie. Also, guys, again, thank you for your donations today. If you guys want to donate, I promise you it helps me out so much. So, guys, let's get a Laffy Disco or Clappy Seal. Come on, guys, we can do that. If you guys want to, of course. Don't ever feel forced to donate. But hi, person. Don't ignore me. I can't see every comment. I'm sorry, it's me. Hi, Thunder. Hi, Jax. Hi, Colm. Hi, Stella. Hi, Rox. That's very cool. Hi everyone, hi guys, hi Jackson, hi Merla, hi Person, hi Nice Girl, hi Glitter, hi Lisa, hi Petro, hi Harrison, hi Luca, hi Bryson. Miguel, thank you so much for the GG. Hi Jackson, how are you today? Welcome. Hi Rad, hi it's me, hi Jensen, how are you? Glad to have you. Hi Alex, hi Luca. Hi Glitch. That's cool, congrats on doing that, Glitch. Hi No. Hi, Nice. How are you? Glitty, that's really cool. I'm proud of you. Hi, Addy. Hi, MDX, glad to have you. Hi, Toaster. Sorry, as that sounded unenthusiastic. Just don't spam it 20 times. Hi, Cassidy. Hi, Jim. Also, my nose is also plugged, so I can't say stuff happily. Hi, bro. How many... Thunder, how you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Give me a... Thunder, do you see how active chat is? I'm trying my best, okay? Hi, Jacob. Hi, Doreen. Hello, Cassidy. Hi, Jacob. Hello, Donna. Glad to have you. Hi, Dakota. Hi, Leslie. Hello, Elliot. Glad to have you here. Hi, Alex. How you doing today? Guys, I don't think you know what ignore means, so you guys should probably stop saying that. Hi, Miguel. Hi, Virgil. Thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you. Emma, thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Emma. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hi, Jacob. How are you? Again, thank you guys for following and subbing, everyone. Hi, Big. Hi, Jeffy. Hi, Miguel. Emma, thank you for the stars. Guys, your donations help so much. I generally can't thank you guys enough for your donations. Virgil, thank you as well for the star. Guys, any donation you guys give. Hi, I have my eye on you. Please stop spamming. Hi, make sure to follow or sub, guys. I appreciate it so much. I really do. KR, thank you for the follows. Guys, 14 more subs on YouTube. Thunder, thank you for the sub. Welcome from Rizzo. Guys, 36k when we get 14 more subs, everyone. Let's go. I'm gonna blow my nose really quickly. GM, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Everybody who subs, I promise you, I appreciate it. Jeff, thank you for the flow state, Jeff. That's really amazing of you. Thank you so much, Jeff, for your flow state. Let's go. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Staria. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Emily. Glad to have you. Thank you for coming and following. Read my message. I did. Thank you so much for your flow state. Hi, Petruo. You sent a message? I didn't see your message. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hello, welcome, welcome. Anything funny or anything exciting today? Glad to have you here. Hello, hello. Jay, what? Oh, some random thing. Hi, it's me. Hi, Christy. Hi, Jordan. Hi, it's me. Hi, Game. Glad to have you. Hi, Liam. Hi, Nora. I remember. I think your message might have got censored. Sorry. Sometimes YouTube censors stuff, you know. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. Thank you, guys. How many subs are we at now? Let me go check. We are at... Guys, 2 more subs. Guys, thank you guys again for your donations. 2 more subs and we're at 36k. What's your... This is my username if you're curious. Hi, Fontia. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows or subs. Hello, everyone. Hi, for you. Yes, I see your message. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Zam. How you doing today? Hi, Samara. Hi, Sophia. Guys, we're gonna hit this goal soon. Let's go. I'm America. I think we hit it. Let me go refresh. Did we hit 36k? We hit 36k. Let's go. Hey, hello. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for 36k on YouTube. Hi, Hana. Hi, for you. Hi, Deku. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Kemi. Guys, again, thank you guys for your follow, subs, and donations. Hi, Kemi. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Rose. So thank you guys so much for the gifts you have given today, guys. Hi, Emily. Hi, Deku. Hi, MDX. How are you? Hi, Joyce. Hi, Marine. Hi, Hector. Hi, Rector. Hi, Channel. Glad to have you. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hello, hello. Hi, Kim. Glad to have you here. Again, thank you for the followers or subs, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Brielle. Hi, Maj. Hi, Rector. Hi, Games. Hi, Zemmar. Hi, Kim. How are you doing today? Hi, Boom. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following. Thanks for subbing. Hi, Emily. Hi, Channel. Hi, Nugget. Hi, Cloudy. Hi, Kim. Hi, Love. Hi, Rose. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Cloudy. Hi, Alia. Hi, Emily. Hi, how you doing there? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Deku. Hi, Joy. Hi, Ab. Make sure Ash. Hi, Matt. Hi, Liam. Hi, Zena. Hi, Ella. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the follows or subs. Hi, Christy. Hello, hello. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Jessu. Hi, Internet. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Jared. Hi, Lala. Hi, Internet. Make sure to follow or sub. Crystal, thank you so much for the happy. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Matt. Hi, VR Duck. How you doing today? Hi, Weenie. Hi, Chris. How you guys doing today? Hi, Marim. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Luca. Hi, KG. Hi, Unknown. Hi, Thunder. Hi, Mike. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Toka, hi Faruan, hi Rivals, thank you guys for follows. What? Guys, you know I could probably just Petru, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I could do that manually from my Minecraft client if I really wanted to, but I'm not gonna just randomly install something since you just said it. I don't want to be mean, but... Hi Doreen, hi Cheesy, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Shirley, glad to have you. Thank you for the follower sub. Hello everyone, hi Jack, hello. Thank you guys for your donations as well today, guys. You guys have been really amazing with that. Hi Funzy, hi Rivals. Guys, if you sub, say that you subbed in chat so I can give you a shout out, assuming you haven't. Also, Ham, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the GG Crystal. Guys, your donations help me so much. So thank you everyone who donates today. I promise you it helps me so much, guys. Hi Corbin, hi Cheesy, hi Bella. Sherry, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Luca, glad to have you here. Make sure to follow our sub. Crystal, thank you for the star. Let's go. Thank you for the sub, Olivia. Thank you for the sub, Victoria. Hi Dandy, thank you Nancy, Olivia, thank you for the subs, Ella, thank you for the sub, Rivals, thank you for the sub, glad to have you here. Ash, thank you for the sub, Nancy, thank you for the sub, Olivia, thank you for the sub, thank you Danya for the 10 jewels. Raku, thank you for the donut, thank you. Lochin, Charlotte, 4D. Again, thank you guys for the follow, subs, donations. Crystal, thank you for the GG. Glad to have you. Delay, thank you so much for the gold coins. 5 gold coins. Let's go. Thank you, Delay. Sherry, thank you for the stars. Hi, Liv. Thank you so much for the sub. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Ella. Thank you, him, for the lightning bolt. Glad to have you. Hi, Ash. Hi, Thunder. Hi, Flora. Thank you for the good luck. Have fun. Thank you for the roses. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Arisha. Hi, Nancy. Hi, everyone. Thank you, guys. Hi Mito, hi Arisha, thank you guys so much for your donos today. Holy, it helps me out so much. I'll sub for meow, there you go, happy. Crystal, thank you for the GG Easy, thank you so much. Hi Ash, hi Dandy, hi Dash, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Cupid, how are you? Hi Mai, hi Sparkly, glad to have you. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi Gat, hi Mia, thank you Sienna for the star, glad to have you. Okay, I'm gonna get a tissue really quickly. I'll be back in 1 minute. 1 minute, okay? Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hello there. Hi, Himlin. Hi, Thunder. Thank you, Crystal, for the 6-7 jewels. Well, I did see your donation. I'm so sorry, Crystal. Thank you so much for your donation, though, Crystal. Thank you. Crystal, thank you for the gold coin, too. I have to say the number, God. I have to say 6-7 jewels. You are a 20-year-old old man. Go play it. What? Are you, where are you from? Where 20 years old is? Are you from, like, Nigeria or something? Where is 20 years old? I don't even think it's old there. It's just like there's not, you know, the average, the birth rate's really high, so like that's the average age is lower. But still, it's like, how is 20 years old? Are you okay? Are you like 5? Is Unk like to you like 15? Hi Crystal, thank you for the gold coin. Thank you guys. Thank you for the gold coin, Crystal. Glad to have you here. Yeah, bro's like, you're 20-year-olds, go play with your kids. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to have kids by 20. Hi, Jack. Hi, Cynthia. Tiana, thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you here. Thank you, guys. Oh my god, I fell. Yes, I know the meme's dead, but I got the donation. I have to say the number, okay? Guys, I know, like, I don't like saying the number 2, okay? Don't get me wrong, but if I get the donation, I'll say it, because I think that's the least I could do, right? Ratty Unknown, thank you guys for your donations. 6, thank you for the hello, how are you? Stop spamming, please. Do you watch Blue Lock? Unknown, please stop spamming as well. I don't want to mute you, but I will if I have to. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Sharks are cute. It's Roblox, brother. What? Yeah, yes, it is. You're correct. Again, make sure to follow our sub, glad to have you. Hi, Joyce. Crystal, thank you for the stars. Hello, welcome. I gave a cousin. You have the same name. Hi, Crystal. Thank you for the 2 stars. 3 stars. Like I said, I don't think you're supposed to have... I mean, okay, I guess it's up to your personal decision, but... Hi, guys. Hi, Mets. Hi, Sherry. Glad to have you. Happy birthday, Metsa. Glad to have you here. Hi, William. Hi, Tina. Hi, Sparkly. Hi, Judy. You're so good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I want to say thank you guys again. Patrick, thank you for the follow. For all your donations today. Kari, thank you for the follow. Crystal, thank you for the happy. Oh my god, Crystal, thank you so much for your happy donation. That's so nice of you. Hi, Six. Hi, Charlie. Glad to have you. Thank you, guys. Hi, Bluey. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Epic. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Jen. Glad to have you here. Thank you for follows and subs. Hi, Ella. Hi, Cheesy. Thank you for the live, Herman. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Aunt. Hi, Brandy. Glad to have you here. Hi, Tina. Hi, Thunder. Hi, Karos. Hi, William. Glad to have you. Hi, Duck. Hi, Kates. Hi, Gamer. Hi, Flower. Hi, Andy. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Jen. Glad to have you. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Luca. Hi, Chav. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Sekka. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Charlie. Again, thank you for the followers, sub guys. Glad to have you. Hello, Luca. Hi, Chavu. Hi, Thunder. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the followers or subs. Again, thank you guys as well for your donations. I appreciate everyone here. Hi, Skibbity. Hi, Aglos. How many subs are we at? Ellie, thank you so much for another star. Thank you guys for the star donations. Hi, Angel. Hi, Isha. How you doing there? We're at 35. Guys, if you sub and say that I subbed, I'll give you a shout out. I don't have a Discord, unfortunately. Hi, Mets. I don't have a public one, at least. Let me rephrase that. Hi, Luca. Hi, Crystal. Thank you for the star. Thank you for the stars, Crystal. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. 5 stars. Let's go. You look cute. Thank you guys for the 7 stars. Let's go. 8 stars. Chessie, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Engna, thank you for the sub. Sub, thank you for the sub. Cash, thank you for the sub. Kenji, thank you for the sub. Also, thank you for the 9 stars, by the way. Kenji, Sparkly, thank you for the sub. Melissa, thank you for the sub. I also give shoutouts if you guys do donate. And Karen. Oh, my friend's from there, Hem. I have a good friend from there. Crystal, thank you for the gold coin. 2 gold coins. Let's go. 3 gold coins. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. 5 gold coins. Let's go. Thank you so much. 6 gold coins. 7 gold coins. Thank you for the sub, Randy. Metzi, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. 8 gold coins. Thank you so much for the gold coins, guys. I don't have a Discord, Luca. Stop asking. I'm gonna have to mute you. Hi, Foodsy. Hi, Met. Thank you guys for subbing. And thank you guys again for your donations. I'm muting you. Bro, I already said no. Hello, make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello, welcome, welcome. What are you guys up to today? I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I never watched it. I need to watch it one day. I've heard the anime is good. It's just like some of the people in the fan base can be very interesting, unfortunately. Hi, Debs. Hi, Mets. But I've heard the actual anime is pretty good, so I need to watch it someday. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Mets. Hi, Riri. How you doing there? Make sure to follow or sub, guys. But yeah. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi, Deku. Hi, 3. Hi, Caveman. Hi, Darlene. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. We hit 36k. I know, right, guys? I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for the followers or sub. Hi, Declan. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Emma. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Boss. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hello, cool guy. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Hi, dear. Hello. Hi, Janice. Thank you so much for the gold coin. Again, thank you, guys. Welcome. Thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are doing well, whatever you guys are doing. Thank you guys again for being here. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the subs, everyone. Hi, Ananda. Crystal, thank you so much for the stars, Crystal. Thank you, Janice, for the gold coin. Glad to have you. Thank you for the 5 stars, Crystal. And Janice, thank you for the gold coin. Crystal, 8 stars. Let's go. Janice, another gold coin. Let's go. 11 stars, 12 stars. Thank you guys for the sub, boss. Appreciate it. Janice, another gold coin. And Crystal, 15 stars. Let's go. I'm tired. Thank you guys. Hi, Emily. Hi, Legendary. Boo. Again, guys, thank you guys for your donations and follows and subs, guys. I do appreciate it. Hi, Caroline. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follow or sub. Make sure to follow or sub. Legendary, nobody cares that you're being negative. Go away. Thank you. Janet, thank you for the star. Thank you guys so much for coming. Beyond, Janet, thank you for the gold coins. Glad to have you. I'm recording. That's cool, man. Hi, Maria. Hi, Boyd. Hi, Emily. I was in your game yesterday. I'm not friending people. I'm gonna let you guys know. Guys, again, thank you for the follows or subs. I do appreciate it. How many subs are we at right now? Let me go check. Hi, Zia, and hi, Mads. We're at 49. Let's go. Ellie, thank you so much for the gold coin. Let's go. Guys, can we get a laughing disco or a clapping seal right now? No, it's okay if you guys can't gift anything. Hi, Ivan. 5 stars, Ivan. Let's go. 6 stars, Ivan. Cool VTuber. Thank you. Thank you so much. 10 stars, Ivan. Hi, Eli. Thank you for the star, too. Eli, thank you for the gold coin. 12 stars, Ivan. Let's go. Thank you so much. 13 stars. Mareem Nataler. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Appreciate it. Hi, Rihi. Hi, Adi. Thank you for the follow. Goodbye if you guys have to go. Thank you guys for your gold coins, your follow. Skibbity, Ayak, Adi, thank you guys. Guys, again, thank you guys. If you sub, let me know and say I subbed in chat so I can give you a shout out, okay? Hi, Eliza. Hi, Leslie. Again, Summer, thank you for the rose. Yeah, you guys can join. My name is random_guy_unknown if you want to join. Hi, Lisa. Unfortunately, TikTok doesn't let me say my name, so I had to try my best. Eli, thank you for the 2 gold coins. Crystal, thank you for the star. 7 gold coins, let's go! Eli, thank you. Ivan, thank you so much for the stars. Crystal, thank you for the stars. Thank you for the sub. 18 gold coins! Eli, thank you for the 18 gold coins. Summer, thank you for the rose. Glad to have you. Thank you guys so much. Hi, Lewis. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to put it out. You show out to me, please. Hi, Ivan. Thank you for the 17 gold coins. Variety, thank you for the stars. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. 7 stars. You don't know me. Thanks for the follow. Lewis, thank you for the follow too. Hello, Xiaomi. 12 stars. Thank you so much. Crystal, Ali, Austin, thank you guys for coming. I do appreciate it. Gabriel, thank you for the follow. Boom, boom. Eli, thank you for the 6 gold coins. Jordan, thank you for the flowers too, Jordan. Thank you so much for the flowers. Eli, thank you so much for the 10 gold coins. Thank you. Hi, Vado. Hi, Vaco. Hi, Parkour. Glad to have you. Hi, Ner. Hi, Vlad. Hi, Sunder. Make sure to follow us. Hello, Vlad. Hi, Nerondo. Glad to have you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Mimi, thank you for the gold coin, too. Glad to have you. Hi, Real. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Jack. Hi, Deku. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Mister. Hi, Mar. Hi, Sheep. Glad to have you. Hi, Deku. I wanted to join. Hi, Vlad. Hi, Angel. Glad to have you. Hi, Grayson. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Lemon. Hi, Angel. Thank you for coming. Again, thank you guys for your donations today. They all help me out. Lemon, Angel, Vlad, thank you for coming. Hi, Crystal. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for coming. Ivan, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for the 200s. Glad to have you. You mind if I gift you? I do not mind at all. 500s, Ivan. Glad to have you. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Easy. Hi, Glitches. Hi, Slux. How are you doing today? Hi, Lisa. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Hudson. Hi, Elegant. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Hudson. How you doing? Make sure to follow our son. Thank you for the hi bear, Niradori. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hello, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Hi, Sum. Hi, Mar. Thank you, Shalia, for the clapping seal. Let's go, Shalia. Hello to your cat, Taco, and Gaspachu. I don't know how to say your name properly. Did we do that tower? Yeah, I think we did. I think we're on this one. Thank you so much for it. Did you sub, Emery? I'll give you a shout out if you did. Thank you for the paper crane, Rura. Thank you so much for the paper crane, Rura. That's so nice of you. And Shalia, thank you for the clapping seal. Are you in your bed? No. Shalia, thank you for the gold coin too. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for the paper crane, Rura, too. Thank you guys both for your donations today. They both helped me out so much. Thank you guys. I did sub. Thank you. Shalia as well. Thank you for laughing. Shalia, thank you for the happy too. Oh my god, Shalia, thank you for everything you have gifted. Hi, Suwini. Thank you. Janice, thank you, by the way, for the super. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, Janice, so much for that. Thank you for the gold coin, by the way, Datur. Thank you for the sub summer. Spider, thank you for the gold coin. Datur, thank you for the gold coin too. Shalia, thank you for the trophy. Thank you for the soccer trophy, Shalia. Janice, thank you for the membership too, Janice. Thank you so much, Janice, for that membership. And thank you for the trophy, by the way, Shalia. Glad to have you. Shalia, you're being so nice to me today. And Janice, thank you both so much. Hi, Mark. I'm playing Coffee Tower. Carla, thank you so much for the gold coin. Did you sub? Emery, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your donations and subs. Thank you, Salia, so much. And thank you as well for the membership. Janice, that is so nice for you guys. Shalia, thank you so much for the... Oh my god, Salia, thank you so much for the sunshine. Thank you so much, Shalia. Tollface, thank you as well for your gold coin, Tollface. Thank you, Burra, for the pearl climb. And thank you so much, Shalia, for the happy as well. Oh my god, I might need more water. Shalia, thank you so much for all the gifts today. Holy. Ruban, thank you for your pearl, by the way. That also helps me out so much again, Pearl. Thank you so much. You guys are all so nice. Thank you. Shalia, thank you for your gold coin again, too. Hi, Nicole. Tollface, thank you for your hundreds. Thank you so much, Rura. Rura, thank you so much for your gifts, too, Rura. Thank you. Janice, thank you so much. Janice, thank you so much for your laughing disco, Janice. Janice, you MVP of a person. Thank you so much for your gifts today, Janice. Thank you, Janice, so much. I can't thank you enough. Rura, thank you for your flowers too. Thank you as well for your flowers. And Shalia, thank you for your gifts as well. You guys are all amazing. Hi, Corbin. Rura, Julia. Oh my god, you guys are so nice today. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Zombie. Hi, Colin. Glad to have you here. I definitely can now get my hair cut in peace. Thank you guys so much. Hi, Angela. Hi, Georgia. Thank you for the 2. Can you say I love you, McCall? I hope that does not mean anything bad, but I'd say it, okay? Janet, thank you for the 2 stars. Aliyah, thank you for the coin, and thank you for the $2 super chat too, by the way. I want to say thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Rura, thank you for the hand hearts. Aliyah, thank you as well for your stars as well. Thank you so much, Shelia. Oh, okay, thank you. Hi, Maria. Hi, Noob. Thank you guys for your super chats and your donations. Janice, thank you for your heart. Me as well. I'm Noob. Yes, I am. Can I have it, mod? I need to know you better. Nim, Shrimpo, Ruru, thank you so much for your donations today. Holy Ruru, you have been MVP on my TikTok today. I know I've been getting a lot on my YouTube, but I really do appreciate the TikTok donations as well. Thank you, Shrimp, for the rose. Janice, thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the flowers, by the way. Janice, thank you for the star. Ivan, thank you for the stars too. Aliyah, thank you for the stars. Rurad, thank you as well. Janice, thank you for more stars. Hello, welcome. Hi, Aliyah. Hi, Ivan. Glad to have you here. Hi, Stella. Janice, thank you for the stars. Hi, JM. Hi, Aliyah. Glad to have you. Thank you for the happy. Glad to have you here. Era, Janice. Hi, Shauna. Thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Pointy. Hi, Sheena. Thank you, Aliyah, for the happy. Glad to have you. Hello again. Oh, that's private. Sorry, I can't gift. Hi, Alex. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follows, subs, and donations today, guys. Hi, fandom. Nicole, thank you for the star. Aliyah, thank you for the star. Ah, bro, man, thank you for the England World Cup. We got in England, France, and Norway, but we've gotten one of each. So I don't know which one we have the highest in total. I think we're all tied. So right now we have 3 of them, of the 4 countries, I'm pretty sure. Wait, is it semi or is it quarter? I forget. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Fruit. Hi, Zayden. Hi, Ben. Shauna, thank you for the star. Thank you for the thing. I'm so sorry. Thank you for Sparkle. Shelia, thank you so much again for the gold coin. Snow, like Fia, thank you for the follows, by the way. I do appreciate it. Ivan, thank you for your thing as well. Ivan, Pointed, thank you for your donation. Oh my god. Ivan, thank you for the stars. Tollface, thank you for the GG. Pointed, thank you for the sparkles. Glad to have you here. Cutie Pie, thank you for the follow. New subscriber, thank you. Hi, Fruit. Hi, Amir. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Isaiah, thank you for so much as well. And thank you for the donation, everyone. Hi, Chris. Hi, Audie. Thank you, Chris. Please don't spam, by the way. I will have to mute you, and I don't want to mute you, so. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Ivan. Hi, everyone. I'm not going to say right now. Is that okay, Georgia? Hi, bro. How about you guess? Guess, guys, my age. I'm not going to say it exactly, though. Thank you so much, bro, man, for the gold coin. Also, guys, if you do sub, I'll give you a shout out. So make sure to sub so I can give you a shout out, okay? Hi, Jay. Hi, Fruit. Guys, again, thank you guys for your donations today so much, everyone. How many subs are we at? Oh, man, welcome. I don't say my exact age, though. I will warn you, so. I'm Zella, welcome. Nobody's guessed in my range yet. Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming today. Again, thank you. Somewhere between 20 to 23 is my age. I'm not gonna say what though. Hi Jay, thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Jay, thank you for the stars. Hi Cutie Pie. Hi Dot. Hi Eli. Hi Georgia. Hi Fruit. Thank you guys for your donations today. Hi Roman. Hi Grayson. Hi Falcon. Glad to have you. I might need a new razor, by the way, since like every time I shave, guys, I literally grow back like half of my facial hair in like 3 days. Like I have giant stubbles. I'm like, I literally shaved like a day ago. And it kind of is annoying, but hi James, hi Grayson. Lord, thank you so much for the paper crane. Thank you so much. Guys, maybe I need a sponsorship by like to the Dollar Shave Club. Do you think they'll sponsor me? Noob, thank you for the Hi Mateo, hi Major, hi Kensley. Hi Locker, hi Eli, glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Love, glad to have you. Thank you, but thank you guys again. Woof Woof, hi Woof Woof, hi Nicole, thank you for the stars. Woof woof indeed, Lord. I appreciate you being here though. I hope you're doing well. Hi Rito. Hi Dragon. Hi Jay. Thank you for the press F. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 2 press Fs. By the way, I do multi-stream on YouTube and TikTok, so just know that if I talk to another chat, it's not like pre-recorded. I'm just talking to a different chat, okay? Bro man, thank you for the 2 stars. Hi Falcom. Hi dude. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Again, thank you guys for your donations, follow, subs. I appreciate it so much. Hi Dragon. Hi JJ. Is your PFP from Hell of a Boss? I think I recognize it. Jay, thank you for the gold stars. I haven't watched it. My friends watch it. You're talking to the voices. Oh my god. I might be. Hi, Milena. Bro, man, thank you for the gold coins. Nicole, thank you for the GG. Again, guys, your donations mean so much. Fair. Also, guys, let's get a Lappy Discord Clappy Teal. We could get one or more of those, I bet. Let's go, guys. Thank you guys so much for your donos today. Nicole, thank you for the happy. Bro, man, thank you for the star. Fruit, Melena, glad to have you here. Your energy is male acolyte. You know what? That's what happens when you drink energy drinks. Don't do that, though. Please, guys. That's not a good thing for your health. Hi, Loco. I'm just addicted, okay? Loco, thank you for the star. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Dre. Welcome. Guys, do not follow in my footsteps, okay? I am a bad example. Hi Nicole, thank you for the GG Easy, glad to have you. Hi Gibraltar, you're gonna get kidney stones like me. Hi Brianna, glad to have you. Hi Nawa, hi Kensley, thank you for the follow and subs. Hi Maria, glad to have you. Loco, thank you for the star. Ivan, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Tated. Thank you, Lord, for the heart me. Bro man, thank you for the hundreds. Again, thank you guys for your donations today. It has been amazing. I am not doing that unless you're paying me a galaxy, then maybe, but it's gonna be a galaxy or more. Lunar, thank you so much for the follow. Are you a VTuber too? Guys, make sure to follow her sub in the court. Thank you for the sub. Hi Vanessa. Hi Snow. Glad to have you. Hi DeMarco. Hi Dragons. Hi Joel. Really glad to have you. Hi Snow. Make sure to follow her sub. Hi Vanessa. Hi Nicole. Hi Cozy. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi Matthew. Glad to have you. Hi Always. How you doing there? Welcome. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Dragon. Hi, Lord. Hi, Stella. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Again, thank you for the follow. Hi, Laura. Hi, Melaine. Hi, Jay. Hi, Aubrey. Thank you for the hand heart. Lord, thank you for your donation again. Holy. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Lord. Hi, Eli. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Always. Thank you for the follows. Again, thank you for the follows or subs. Glad to have you. Hi, Omen. Hi, Johan. Hi Azawa, hi William, thank you for the follow, subs, and donations. Hi, hello everyone, glad to have you. Hi Milena, hi Hector, thank you for the star, glad to have you. Hi Always, hi Dreamy, hi Muffin, hi JJ. I will say, guys, please don't be like right on top of me when I play, it's a little distracting. Hector, thank you for the star! And bro man, thank you for the 6-7 donation. I have to say that number, why? Why do you make me say that number? But thank you for the 6-7 donation. I'm reconsidering my life choices. Hi Milane, hi Aubrey, hi Nawa, glad to have you. Guys, less than 4k away from 40k, which is insane. Hi team, hi thank you guys for the follows. I'm a little butterfly. Hi Nicole, hi Broman, hi Ali, glad to have you. Hi Hector, thank you for the stars. Hi McCaster, hi Janice, hi Chani. Thank you guys, hi Link, hi Gilbert. Hector, thank you for the star. Janice, pretty, thank you for coming, glad to have you. Hi Melina, glad to have you here, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi McKay, hi Broman, hi Hector, thank you for the stars, glad to have you. Keeper, James, thank you for the follows and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna turn my notifications on. Why are they doing stuff at 3 a.m? I hate that. I got a notification for something that was like dumb. It was like I shouldn't have got the notification, but it's like really loud. Make sure to follow or sub, glad to have you. I'm gonna mute my notifications. Again, thank you guys for the follow. Hi Leslie, hi Paxton, how you doing there? Welcome. Hello, welcome. Okay, who doesn't like that? Let's be honest, who likes that number anymore? I mean, it's funny to make me say it, but like, guys, let's be honest. Guys, thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, Leslie. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Frerezone. Hi, Frezzy. Hi, Loki. Hi, Gioma. Why am I good? I don't think I'm good, but I appreciate you guys' compliments, okay? Hi, Fruit. Hi, Farzone. Bro, man, thank you. Thank you guys for your donations as well today. I appreciate it. Loki, is it Loki? Thank you for the follow, the sub, guys. Oh, we beat all the towers. Bro, man, thank you so much for the star. You like him? No. Janice, thank you for the $2 super chat. Janice, you MVP of a person. Thank you for your super chat. I'll give a hi. Okay, thank you. Hi, Tala. Hi, Chaya. You guys' super chats help me out so much, guys. Thank you guys so much for every gifted you gave. I appreciate it so much. Hi, Brad. I don't really talk about that on my stream, okay, Brad? Please don't ask. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Paxton. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you here. Hello, hello. Hi, Wheelie. Hi, Malik. How you doing today? Hi, Sam. Hi, Farzone. Hi, I don't know. Hi, Marisa. Hi, Nex. Hi, everyone. Hi, Anjiro. Thank you for coming. Glad to have you. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, McCaster. Guys, thank you guys for the followers or subs, everyone. Hi, Leslie. Hi, I don't know. Hi, Hod. I'm doing obby right now. Let's go. Hi, Brett. Hello. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Muffin. Hello, Model. Hi, Jad. Glad to have you. Hi, Diana. Hi, welcome, welcome. Hi, Haz. Hi, KG. Glad to have you. Hi, I don't know. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Vencia. Hi, make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Kanksa. Hi, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hi, Tori. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Muffin. Glad to have you. Hi, Marie. Hi, Razum. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Grayson. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Hunter. Hello, Grayson. Hello, Marshmallow. Hello, Alex. How you doing today? Hi, Noah. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Tara. Hi, Dragon. Glad to have you. Hi, Sprout. Thank you for the followers or subs. Hi, Potato. Hi, Tina. Hello, welcome, Kaylee. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Charlia. Hi, Sprout. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or sub. Hello. Hi, Gracie. Glad to have you. Hi, Kanaxa. Hi, Kensa. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Retro. Hi, Marcy. How you doing there? Hi, McCaster. Hi, LB. Bro, man, thank you for the flowers. I don't add people that. Hi, Alex. Hi, Keisha. Glad to have you. Thank you, Peter, for the stars. Glad to have you. Hi, Ty. Glad to have you. Hi, Marley. Hi, Marie. Hi, Molly. Thank you for the followers or subs. Anything fun? Anything fun? Hi, Marley. Hi, Strawberry. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Chada. Hi, Retro. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Mary. Hi, Robert. Hi, Kathleen. Thank you for the hundreds. Hi, Tara. Hi, Roxy. Hi, Ellie. Glad to have you here. And thank you for the follows and subs, everybody. Glad to have you here. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Derek. Hi, Vivek. Hi, Strawberry. I'm doing good. Thank you for the Rose Bear, Lord. I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for the Rose Bear, Lord. Please don't spam my chat on YouTube. I will have to mute you, Derek. I don't want to. Hi, Retro, but if I have to, I will. Bye-bye. You have to go. I'm doing good. What about you guys? Again, thank you guys for your donations. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for the Rose Bear. I can't find you. I mean, that means you got my username. I don't know why you can't find me anymore. I'm not on a private lobby, okay? Hi, Retro. Hi, Marine. Hi, Strawberry. Hi, McCaster. Guys, thank you guys for coming. Hi, Retro. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, 3J. Hi, Dace. Glad to have you here. Hi, Christy. Hi, Adam. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Adrold. Hi, Jayouts. Hi, Vortex. How are you? Hi, Dace. I'm playing Boba Obby. Yeah, I did move to a different tower. I'm playing Boba Obby now. Hi, 6. Guys, I literally said I finished all the obbies on the other one. Hi, Retro. How are you? Did I exhaust your dialogue? No. Trust me, my dialogue... I'm an NPC. I got every dialogue box on repeat, you know? And be like, thank you for the donations. I really appreciate all the donations. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well, and thanks for the follow. That doesn't mean I don't mind saying it. I love saying it because it makes people happy and I get to cheer people up. But I do say a lot of stuff on repeat, so I won't lie. Hi, Zinx. How are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad I can make anybody happy. And obviously, I appreciate everybody who does donate, of course, because, I mean, like, you don't have to, and that's something I really can't thank everybody enough for. Even if you're giving me, like, 1 star or, like, any small donation, too. Like, anything really helps me out, so generally, thank you. Hi Love, hi Blocka, hi Myken. I'm glad you like my VTuber model. We're almost at 91k on TikTok, which is also really cool. Hi Retro, how are you doing? Hi Eric, hi Myken, glad to have you. Hi Grayson, hi Ghost, how are you doing today? Hi Sander, how are you doing today? Hi Lily, hi everyone, thanks for the follows and subs. Again guys, you guys are amazing. Hi Dog Lover, hi Six Money, how are you? How many follows are we away? We're 30 away. We could hit it this stream, but we had to get lucky. Guys, please, if you're on TikTok, follow or invite friends to follow so we can hit it this stream. Pickle, Lily, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Eggs, glad to have you here. It's really cool that we're close though. Hi Shinto. Hi Eggs. Hi Elizabeth, how are you? Hi Dandy, thank you for the follows or subs. Hi everyone, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hellos. Hi Sophia. Thank you for the follows and subs everyone. Glad to have you. Hope you guys are doing well, whatever you guys are up to. Hi Grayson. Hi Ali. Hi Lily. How are you? Hey Hibiki. How are you? Hi Pearly. Hi Six Money. How are you? Hello everyone. Thank you for the follows and subs everyone. Hi Pearly. Hi Principal. How are you doing today? Hi Hector. Hi Ivan. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi Ivan. Hi Dandy. Hello, hello. Hi Aqua. Glad to have you. Hi Picky. Hi Aqua, glad to have you. Hi Blue. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you here. Hi Pia. Hi Retro. Hi Dandy. How are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi everyone. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Aqua. Thank you for the follow. Hi Mark. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi Sammy. Hi Matteo. Glad to have you. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi Matteo. Hi Sammy, how are you? Hi Grayson, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi Melissa, hi Grayson, hi Nobody. Hi Lanny. Hi Aiden, hi Annie, glad to have you here. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. I gotta use the restroom in like a second, guys. Hi Russia. Because my nose is getting plugged. I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm really thankful for everyone today. Thank you guys again for everything you have given today. You guys have been so amazing with that. Obviously, you guys don't have to give anything. So, Retro, Matteo. Hi everyone. Make sure to follow our sub. Glad to have you. Hi LC. Hi Deku. How are you? Hi Matt. How are you? Yes, I'm okay giving boba. Hi everyone. Hi Emmy. Hi Deku, hi Matteo. Again, thank you for the follows or subs, guys. Sorry, my bad. I ate ramen earlier and it's made my stomach upset. You think ramen would be good? I'm gonna use the restroom really quickly and get some water, okay? I'll be back. Water. This cat is literally crying. My cat's crying. Hi, Cry. Can I friend you? I don't friend people, but if you want to join me, you can. Hi, Verity. Hi, little guy. Hi, Salmon. Hi, Slay. Thank you guys for the followers or subs. Hello, guys. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Hi, Shalia. Hi, Local. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you guys for the subs. I followed you. Thank you guys. Hi, Koer. Hi, Pugman. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for being here. It's called Boba Tower. I hate you, Jack. Okay, you can hate me. Okay, I don't care. Hi, Brad. Hi, I'm Wake. Hi, Kaher. Hi, Yata. Glad to have you. Hi, Road. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you're new. I appreciate it. Everyone, thank you guys for the subs, follows, donations. I really want to say thank you guys for the donations. Bro, I literally said I'm not gonna do it for a few days, and you keep asking. Hi everyone, make sure to follow or sub. Hi local, hi She-Man. I'm gonna extend every time you ask me now, so you got a week, more than a week now. Hi Misa, glad to have you. Hi Sarah, hi Forrest, hi Ryan. Hi Verity, hi McDonald's, glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everyone here today. Tell you what, $20 super chat. I'm lucky right now. I'm joking. Don't do that. Hi, Shadow. You gotta turn everything into a business decision. Actually, make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Hi, Omega. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Hi Sheena. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. I appreciate you guys just liking me and my content, everyone. Hi Uga, how you doing today? Thank you guys for the subs too, by the way. We're at 150 right now, which is insane. Hi guest, hi Ren. I do have a YouTube channel, Jacknyeko. Omega, thank you for coming. How many follows are we away on TikTok? Guys, 17 more follows on TikTok, by the way. So if anybody wants to go to my TikTok real quick, we need 17 more follows for 91k. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi love. I'm doing that. I'm doing good. Welcome. Hi Jado. I'm always finding bro on For You page. Hi Retro. Hi Chris. How are you? And thank you for the follows and subs, cuties. You guys are so nice today. Holy. Hi Jay. Bato. Hi Retro. Hi Violet. Hi Sis. Hi everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi Zara. Glad to have you. Hi Sinister. Glad to have you. Hi Call Me. Hi Philip. How are you? Hi Cupcake, hi DJord, how you doing today? Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi Love Deku, how are you? Hi Philip, how are you? Hi Eli, glad to have you. Guys, don't be like right next to me when I play the obby, it kind of gets annoying. Like Snow, can you back off a little bit? I would appreciate you backing a little bit off. And thank you for the follows and subs, glad to have you. Hello, hello. Hi Who Sugar, hi Daku, how are you? Snow, I do 3 flips right now, Snow, if you're watching this live. 3 flips right now. So, sorry, not flips, but 3 turnarounds right now if you're watching this live. You did 1, you didn't do 3, though. Hi, Chris. Hi, Monique. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Are you watching this live? Okay. If you're watching this, please listen to what I say when I said, can you back off a little bit? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Chris. Hi, Juno. Hi Sharon, I'm not trying to be mean, it's just like, sometimes you guys get in front of me when I'm trying to jump or do stuff, I'm like, I can't see. Hi Sharon, hi Sugar, hi Mochira. You can't working, good luck with your work, man. Guys, if you're on TikTok, please follow though, we're trying to get to our goal today, so please follow if you're on TikTok. I have to use the rest. Okay, yeah. Am I live on TikTok? Yeah. Can I join? Yeah. Also, guys, I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. If anybody does donate, I promise you it helps me out so much today. Any donation you guys give, I genuinely can't appreciate you guys enough. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Hi, Max. Hi, Fallen. Also, please don't fall just to be next to me. I kind of don't like that. Hi, Alexia. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Retro. Hi, Rathu. Hi, Nene. Welcome, welcome. Hi, just. But thank you, Tazzy, Alexa. Thank you, guys. Again, thank you for your follows. Thank you guys for the subs. Again, thank you guys so much for donating. You guys don't have to. Hi, Olivia. How are you doing today? Hi, R. Hi Jocelyn, hi DFT, how are you doing today? Hi Olivia, hi C4, how are you doing today? Hi Grayson, glad to have you. Thank you guys again though, everything you have given today, I genuinely can't thank you guys enough for that. You guys are amazing for all the gifts you have given, so head pats for everyone, hugs for everyone, thank you guys. Hi Lexus, hi DFTV. Hi Ollie, glad to have you. Hi Juno. Hi Starboy. Hi Sartilia. Why you can't, am I blood? I don't know. Hi Char, glad to have you. Hi Juice, how you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi Otto, hi Erica, glad to have you. Hi Josie, hi C4. I'm not the best in obbies too, don't worry about that. Again, thank you guys for your gifts though. Anything, you guys are so amazing, thank you guys. Hi Dancy, hi Lunar. Hi Football, hi Justman. Oh my god, stop! This is why I don't like people being next to me. I tell you, don't do this. I'm gonna block Snow. Guys, no, I'm blocking you. Give me a second. I'm gonna block you. I won't. 568. But if you keep doing it, when I tell you stop being next to me, I will block you. I'm not trying to be mean, but that is kind of annoying. I told you to stop already. Maybe should have followed or some. Glad to have you. Hi, Lunar. Hi, Harvey. Javius. Glad to have you. Hi, Football. No, I don't. Hello, make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Simors. Hi, Seymour. Hi, Jose. I don't friend request, but if you do want to join my game, this is it. Hi, Annie. Hi, Bash. How you doing there? Welcome. Again, guys, thank you guys for your follows, subs, donations, everything you have given today. You guys are amazing. Hi, Bella. Hi, FBI. Hi, Riley. Hi, Edgar. How are you doing today? Welcome. Guys, we are currently at... Hi, Falcon. Nice name. Hi, Annika. Glad to have you here. I mean, I presume you don't like Falcons, but... Hi, Absolute. Hi, Knife Guy. Guys, we are currently 7 follows away on TikTok. Let's go from our goal. Hi, Zara. I'm sorry. It's okay. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. It's funny. Guys, again, thank you guys for the follows, subs. Also, I want to say thank you guys again for your donos today. Thank you, everyone. You should collab. Guys, what's the best party? Guys, what's the best boba flavor you ever had? What's your favorite? I guess I get a better way. You are AI bot. I don't think you know what AI is. I'm also not a bot. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I'm not a bot, okay? I'm gonna go on a walk later. Don't you stream on YouTube? I stream on both, right? I do TikTok and YouTube. Guys, I'm not collabing, I'm gonna be honest. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. What am I should be ready for? Yeah, thank you guys for the follows and subs. Never had boba. Matcha is good. You have a thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being nice about it. Hi guys, make sure to follow or sub guys if you guys are new. Hi Starboy. Hi Ali. Hello, welcome. Glad to have you. Hi Star. I don't like, but how dare you ban from stream? No, I'm joking. It's fine. Hi Zoki. This is last of my Hammond. Again, thank you guys. Yeah, guys, let's get a laughy disco or clapping seal right now. Yes, you don't need to stop. You can stop talking about it, guys. Is that Addo PFP or is that different? I don't think it's Addo. I was so happy though. What? Oh no, it's the left one. Take it from me. Okay, I'll take it. I got a question. Thank you. Hi, Red. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Juno. Hi, Hi, name I can't say. Hi, Zach. How are you? Again, thank you guys for the follows and sub. Hi, Litz. Hi, Vietra. Hi, Leah. Glad to have you. Hi, Ali. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. What's... You asked me what the... That's... What? You asked me a math question, but answer the math question. Isn't it? It's just one. It cancels out. Again, thank you for the follows or subs. How you doing there? Welcome. Thanks for the math question. Hello. Hi, Riley. Thank you for the stars. Glad to have you. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Luffy. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Zoki. Hi, Tim. And thank you for the follows or subs. How do you fall? Because I'm looking at 2 chats right now. Guys, I'm streaming. It's not as easy when you stream. Hello. Welcome. Glad to have you. Let me do it. 11, 12. So it's 12:01. Yeah, 12:01. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys as well for your donations today. I do appreciate it. Hi, Guess. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Ken. Hi, Programmer. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Riley. Hi, Inez. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Love. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, everyone. Hi, Brooklyn. Glad to have you. Riley, thank you for the stars. Hi, Isaac. Glad to have you here. I could beat it on 1 try. I don't really care. It's like cool. Like I could probably beat it on 1 try too if I wasn't streaming to 2 chats right now and having to talk with people. See, I wasn't even paying attention to the game. I kept walking and I fell into that thing. Since you got it right. Oh, thank you for the star, Riley. Glad to have you. Also, it's harder when people are jumping right in front of your face. I don't know when I'm gonna end. Thank you for the heart, Puff Bunny. Glad to have you. Meep. Hi, Inez. Hi, Bunny. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. What's a game? It's called Nito for the squishy one. Bunny, thank you for the 3 roses. Mr. Blue, thank you for the star. Guys, thank you guys for your donations. Hi, Jude. Hi, Darly. Again, thank you for the follow, subs, donations, stars, anything you guys give. I promise you helps me out so much. Thank you guys. Oh, did we hit our goal? Did we hit, guys? We're two subs away, 2 follows away on TikTok, away from our goal. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Oh, what? Okay. Hi, Che. Hi, Royce. How you doing today? Hi, Charmin. Again, thank you guys. Hi, team. Hi, Wordsy. Hello, everyone. Hi, Yasir. Hi, Verity. Again, thank you guys for your gifts today. Holy, everything you guys have given today. Hey, Yasir. You guys have been so amazing with those. Hi, everyone. Aliyah, thank you so much for the gold coin. Hi, Sleepy. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Dandies. Hi, Grayson. Thank you for the gold coin. Mr. Blue, thank you for the star. Hi, Nihad. Hi, Hi, Aliyah. Thank you, guys. Hi, Sharon. Welcome. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Adrode. Hi, Boom. How are you? Hi, Jarvis. Make sure to follow our son. Hi, Hi, Sharon. Hi, Isaac. Hi, Smora. Hi, Neha. Hi, Lee. Oh, there's a lot of people now. Hi. Guys, please don't spam if you already said hello. Mr. Blue, thank you for the star. Did we hit our goal? Let's go. We hit 91K on TikTok. Let's go. Mr. Blue, thank you for another star. Glad to have you. 91K, guys. Nice name, Gorla. Hello, mine. Hi, Riley. Hi, Mila. Hi, Zoki. Hi, Verity. Hi, Erica. Glad to have you. Hi, Sharon. Mr. Blue, thank you for the star, Mr. Blue. 4 stars by Mr. Blue. Hi, Biker. Biker, did you get gifted the membership today? I'm pretty sure you were. I'm not sure, though. Hi, Deku. How you doing today? Thank you, guys. Again, thank you for the follow subs. Also, thank you guys for the gift today. Hi, Gain. Yeah, congrats on that. Can I verse you AI? What? I don't even know what you're trying to say, man. Are you sure you're not the AI? Do you think I'm an AI because you're an AI? I think an AI is trying to think I'm an AI. Hi, Glad. Thank you so much for the heart. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for the heart, Gladwell. I appreciate it so much. That's so nice of you. Hi, no, yeah. Mr. Beast is way better. What does that even mean? Okay, I know. Are you like 5? No offense. I feel like you're 5. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Hamber. I think Aaliyah's a little too young to be here, guys. Make sure to follow her or something. I presume so too. Hi, Mr. Blue. Thank you for the chili. Hi, Rika. Hi, Lisa. Yes, I know who Mr. Beast is. Mr. Beast, give me some money. Hi, Carl. Hi, Brussels. Hi, Hamburger. Hi, Lisa. I mean, what do you think about the Great Depression? It was pretty great. I mean, I can talk about economic policies during the Great Depression, but like that's not really that relevant. Hi, Ricardo. He's kind of better. No, you're AI. I think you're dumb. He's kind of better. Are you like, I don't care. Like, this is not even... Why are you guys comparing me? I'm just gonna block them. Hi, AC. Make sure to follow us some. I mean, if you think they're better, just go watch them. Like, you don't have to be here, guys. I'm gonna be honest here. Hello. Hi, Riley. I don't think you know what AI is, but okay. Hi, Mercy. Guys, this is a hand-drawn avatar. This is not AI, but okay. Hi, Natalie. Can you say my name? Leah. There you go. You're happy. Hi, Icy. Guys, thank you guys for the follow subs. Also, guys, thank you guys for the donations. Glad to have you. Please stop spamming or I will have to mute you. Guys, if you sub, say I subbed though in chat. Can I make the jump? Let me see. I might be able to. May have a break from streaming. It's bad. What's bad? Am I tired? No. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Hamburger. I do want to take a walk later though. But yeah. Why don't you give me one? Hi, Barbara. Because I didn't see it. I'm getting a headache from my chat, though. Some of you guys are like, why aren't you doing this? Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Jim. Hi, Smart. Not all of you, but some of you guys are like being interesting, okay? Glad to have you. Your drawings are perfect. Thank you. Guys, make sure to follow or sub, guys. If you follow or sub, I promise you, it helps me out so much, guys. Hi, Bean. Hi, S'more. Hi, Mr. Whatever. Hi, Autumn. Hi, Jeremy. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Also, I want to say thank you guys for the donations today, guys. I really do appreciate all the donations you guys give. I really can't thank you enough. Mr. Blue, thank you for the hundreds. Guys, let's get a laughy disco or a clapping seal, everyone. We can do it. Thank you for the 600s, Mr. Blue. I appreciate it so much. Hi, Icy. Guys, let's get a laughy disco or a clapping seal, guys. Come on, we can do it. Hi, Icy. How are you doing today? Let me check how many subs we got today. We are at... Hi, Violator. I don't know. I mean, what username do you want to get? That's like a good question to ask. Like, is there any username that like specifically you think you might want? Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Bike. Hi, Mila. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Red. Hi, Maria. Hi, Michael. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's not that time. Hello, welcome. It's 2:20. It's warm and all. It's close. Hi, cute girl. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Lucy. Thank you guys for the follows or sub. D&D, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you. BMW or Mercedes? Probably Mercedes. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Autumn. Hi, Samoro. Hi, Autumn. I'm not really a car person, but I mean, if I had to choose out of the two. Hello, guys. Glad to have you. I'm a public transport guy. You said my name because I was... That's cool. I said it. Again, thank you guys. Also, thank you again for your donations, everyone. Thank you. Hey, Purple. Mr. Blue, thank you for the gold coin. D&D, thank you for the star. Yeah, I am one. Caesar, is that okay? How shall be? Rated me. Hello, what time is it? Hi, Maria. Stop spamming. I'm gonna mute you. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, man. Yeah, thank you for the follows or subs, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, D&D. Thank you for the star. Hi, KG. Hi, Nene. Hi, Itachi. You like my avatar? Thank you. I appreciate you guys liking my avatar. Hi, Yanni Face. Hi, Steven. Hi, Alistair. My name is random underscore guy unknown. Hi, Sebersh. Hi, Alistar. Hi, Barbara. Hi. Oh, wait, what? No. Oh, it's a different person that spammed it. Help me sub. Yeah. Hi, KG. Hi, FS. How you doing today? Hi, Lester. Hi, Armor. Hi, Gray. Hi, Brian. Thanks for the follower sub. Hi, Demetrius. Hi, Mur. Again, thank you guys for coming and subbing and appreciate all the donations. Hi, Big Ace. Hi, Digital. Hi, Caesar. Hello. Hi, Alistar. Hi, KG. Hi, Noka. Welcome. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Dora. Hi, Moore. Hi, Dot. Hi, Jeramone. Thank you for the follows. Hi, Steven. Hi, Caesar. Hi, Legendary. Hi, Demetrius. Hi, Mindful. Thank you for the hundreds, Mr. Blue. And thank you for the follows. Mr. Blue, thank you for the hundreds. Glad to have you here. Hi, Jeremo. Hi, Jen. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Demetrius. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Stephine. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Legendary. Hi, Kid. Hi, Sarah. Thank you guys for coming again. I appreciate everyone here today. Hi, Mind. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Jerry. Digital, thank you for the 6-7 donation. Thank you, Digital. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your donation, Digital. Hi, Maria. I don't friend people, but if you do want to join my game. Hi, Jadley. Glad to have you. Hi, Angela. Hello, Ghost. Hi, Sky Turtles. My user's in my chat, guys, if you want to join. My user is in chat. Hi, Digital. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Shadley. Glad to have you. I have a bucket on my head. That's cool. Hi, Jack. That's cool. There you guys go. You have a nice voice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for following me, by the way. You have a nice voice. Thank you guys for being here as well. I'm in your server. That's cool. I put my username in the chat, guys. I literally put it 20 times. Hi, Mindful. Hi, Churro. Again, guys, thank you guys for the follows and subs today, though. It really does help out. Hello, listen, I'm gonna be jumping. Okay, hi, Mila. How many subs? Guys, we're almost at 200 subs in this stream. Hi, Jerly. Hi, Nash. How are you? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Wiku. Hi, Mindalo. Hi, Mila. Hi, Polly. Hi, Digital. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. I really do appreciate all that you give. Hi, Rebecca. How are you doing there? Welcome. What is... did you sub? Fine. Oh my god. Hi, Amberly. Bro, I put it in chat like 5 times. Even if you're in... Nice voice. Thank you. Hi, sir. I put it in chat. Hi, Grayson. Hi, sir. Hi, Till. Hi, Eden. Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Atla. Glad to have you. Hi Aladdin. Hi 2S. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Kenley. Again, thank you guys. Hi Eddie. Hi Madeline. Hi Mindela. Hi Like Ducks. Hi Jillian. Hi Jinxie. Thank you for the follow and sub. Hi Hannah. Hi Autumn. Hi Jillian. Hi 2S. Glad to have you. Hi Six. Hi Janet. Glad to have you here. Thanks for the follow and sub. Hi Lychee. Hi Laura. Hi Hector. Hi Autumn. I don't have time tonight. Fair enough. Hi FS. Hi Shine. Glad to have. Oh my god, I fell. You're cute. Thank you. Hi Dingle. Hi Lynn. I'm not gonna be playing 99 Nights right now. I'm sorry to disappoint, but not right now. Hi Sharon. Hi Maria. Hi Casey. Hi Billard. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi Rebecca. It's okay to fail. I mean, yeah, that's life. You know, you fail sometimes. Hi Michael. Hi Angela. Can't pronounce my name. Okay, I'll try. Thank you for the stars, Mr. Blue. Thank you so much, Mr. Blue, for your stars. Hi Francine. Hi 2S. Guys, I really do appreciate your donations, guys. Everyone, David, Gino, Valeria. Guys, let's get a Laffy Disco or a clapping seal, everyone. Laffy Disco, clapping seal, guys. We could do it. I believe in you guys. We can do that. Hi Francis. Hi Illyria. Hi Sophia, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Tyre. Hi Larisha. I didn't say you guys. Hi Rebecca. I don't see every name, guys. Sometimes I am a little blind, okay? Hi Shark. Hi Sophie. Also, the chat goes by really fast, guys. So like sometimes I just don't see the name because people decide to spam 20 times, so I can't see your message. Then you'd be like, why you ignore me when a guy spammed like 200 times and you see me moderating? I'm like, guys, come on, you need some common sense. I don't want to be mean, but Janice, thank you so much for the laughing disco, Janice. That's so nice of you. Let's go, Janice. I am so happy to have your laughing disco. Thank you. Aladdin, thank you for the hearts as well, Aladdin. Glad to have you. Laddie, sorry, not Aladdin, my bad. Thank you so much for the laughing disco, Janice. Let's go. Hi Dingo, hi Gojo, hi Sherry, hi Angelo, hi Shark, thanks for coming, hi Wheel, hi everyone, again guys, I have you guys. Guys, can you not be on top of me? Thank you for the $1 super chat, Jay! That's so nice of you! Mr. Gorilla, thank you for the stars too. Thank you for the $1 super chat, Jay, that's so nice of you, thank yous. Janice, thank you for the clutch as well, Janice, that's so nice of you, thank yous. Like I said, don't be on top of me when I do the obby, just because it gets a little annoying. Thank you guys for your super chat. Thank you guys for the donos. Hi, Ollie. Hi, Gray. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Angela. Hi, Squish. How are you doing today? Hi, Sky. Glad to have you. I'm on Boba Tea Tower, yeah. Hi, Jericho. Hi, Brace. Hi, Gojo. Oh my god, I fell. I mean, that's my fault. Hi, Tomb. I'm a little sick, unfortunately. Hi, Gray. I have to exercise too. Thank you, Janice, for the $10 super chat, Janice. Thank you so much for that. Janice, thank you for the $10 super chat. Guys, W in the chats for Janice for that. Guys, W's in the chat for Janice for the $10 super chat, everyone. Put W's, guys. We need W's in the chat, guys. For Janice's super chats. Oh my god, thank you guys. W Janice. W. Hi Gray. Thank you. TikTok's Wing too. Hi Sis. Thank you guys so much. I'm in Boba Tower, by the way. W Janice. Can I join you? Thank you, Janice, so much for your super chats today. L. No, you're getting banned. You're getting 24-hour mute for the L. Thank you guys for the followers. So glad to have you. Again, thank you guys so much for that. W Janice, glad to have you. Thank you, thank you. Hi Rebecca, hi Cute. Hi Squish, thank you guys for coming. Again, hi Dingle. Thank you everyone, especially you Janice for your super chat. That helps me out so much. I do Squishy. Maybe later, we can see. I want to beat all the towers on this one, and then we might do Squishy, okay? Hi Angela. I might actually end. Maybe I should end since I'm getting a little sick. Jay, thank you for the 6-7 donation, Jay. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Are you gonna do shoutouts? If you sub, I'll give you a shoutout, or if you donate, I give shoutouts too. So, or if you're new, if you say hi, I also give a shoutout usually. Kat, thank you so much for hello. Janice, thank you for the gold coin. Jay, thank you for the 6-7 too. Janice, thank you for another gold coin. Hi, Mr. Blue. Thank you for the star. Janice, do you think I should end now or no? Lily, thank you for the follow. Ali, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the stars, Jay. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys. Hi Jillian. Hi Dylan. Hi Itzy. Hi Alex. Thank you so much for the stars, Jay. Glad to have you. No, okay. I'll go a little longer then. Hi Davey. Hi Crescent. We'll see because like I am feeling a little bit sick, so we can see. Okay, Janice. I have donated. Thank you, Laddie, for the donation. And thank you, It's for the stars. By the way, It's I appreciate it. Hi Vivian. And thank you guys for the $10 super chat. That's really nice of you guys. Hi Vivian. Hi Dingle. Thank you for this. You know, like you had to say that you subbed in chat for me to give you the shout out. I can't see if you actually subbed. Hi Brid. Hi Valentina. I can sometimes see subs on like the little donation thing, but it's hard. Hi Brody. Hi Angel. Hi Ahi. Guys, again, thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi Laddie. Glad to have you. Thank you for the star. Thank you for the subscribe cookie. Thank you, Johnny, for the sub. Hee. Hi Barbara. Hi Isabel. Hi Cookie. Thanks for the sub. Please don't spam that you subbed if you did sub. I do appreciate the new subs. Mr. Blue, thank you for another 2. Mr. Blue, how many stars could you give? Holy. Hi Laddie. Thank you for the happy Laddie. Glad to have you. Hi Kama. Hi Maja. I look like I don't know who that is from Aki, I'm gonna be honest. And thank you for the follows, your subs. Cat's Eye, thank you for the follow. Again, guys, thank you guys for please. I appreciate it, Mila. Guys, thank you guys for the followed subs and donations today. You guys are so nice today. I'm sorry about your cat. Hi Wield, hi Secret, hi Jazz, hi Leola. Again, thank you for the followed subs and donations. Hi Candy, hello. Again, guys, you guys are so nice. Hi Laddie. They are Jacknyeko. Again, thank you guys for your donation today. Thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone. Again, I appreciate you guys so much for everything. I'm new in sub. Thank you, Shay, for the sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Autumn. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for the GG, Laddie. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Ada, for the sub. Mr. Blue, thank you for the stars. Let's see how many subs we're at. Michael, Wanhee, how are you doing today? Welcome. Make sure to follow our sub. Ah, guys, we're at 233. Yeah, rip Oliver Tree. Laddie, thank you so much for the happy. Glad to have you. Hi, Brad. Thank you. Michael, thank you for the rose. I'm glad I could be your favorite. That makes me happy, cat boy. Hi, Janice. Thank you for this. Wow. I thought we were sub for a while. Do what? Make sure to follow our sub. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Laddie. Thank you for the good luck. Have fun. Glad to have you. Thank you guys so much. I already did it. I said hee hee. Hi Masha. Jesus, that's pushy. Hi Giovanni. Hi dude. Hi Tims. Hi Alexandra. Hi Kelly. Hi El Cherry. Hi Eli. Hi Joseph. Again, thank you guys for your subs, donations, follow, everything you guys gift today. You guys are so amazing. And everything you have done today. Thank you for the sub, cat. Hi Leah. Meow. There you go. Meow. Hi Zen. Glad to have you. Hi BMW. I don't know. Hi Roblox. Mr. Blue, thank you so much for the star. Thank you for the stars, guys. I appreciate it so much. Hi Kelly. Hi Barbara. Hi Squish. How are you? Again, thank you guys for your donations. I already meowed. How many times do you guys I do the thing and you're like, go do it. I'm like, I already did it. Hi Chessie. Hi Cheese. Hi CBY. Hi Freedy. Hi Ricardo. Hi everyone. Hi Barbara. Hi Janice. Ginger, thank you for the star. Again, thank you guys for your donation. 3 stars right now. Let's go. Ba 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 da. Hello Kelly. Hi Dingo. Hi Mangio. Hi Alexander. How are you doing today? Welcome. Hi Gay. Hi Gray. Hi Zozo. Hi Gem. Thank you for the follows and subs. Mr. Blue, thank you for the star. Mr. Blue, thank you for the 5 stars, Mr. Blue. Glad to have you. Hi, Barbara. Hi, hey. Hi, Rob. How are you doing today? Laddie, thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follow and sub, guys. Alexander. Hi, Angel. Glad to have you. Hi, Baku. Hi, Forciel. Hi, Mila. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Laddie. Thank you for the gold coin. And thank you for the followers or sub. Hi, Aubrey. Glad to have you. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Sniper. I'm under bed. Thank you, guys. Hi, Blank. Hi, Coro. Hi, Squish. How you doing today? Hi, Laddie. Thank you so much for the gold coin. Hi, Resub. Thank you. Laddie, thank you so much for the 2 gold coins. 3.145928 something. I don't know. I probably got it wrong already. Hi, Maria. Blue, thank you for the star. Blanc, thank you for the hundreds. Laddie, thank you for the star. Gender, thank you for the 3 flowers. 5 flowers by Gender. Thank you so much, Gender. Thank you so much for that. Laddie, thank you for the star. Thank you so much. Meow 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 meow. Hello, Laddie. Make sure to follow her some. Hi, user. Hi, Rob. Blanc, thank you for the star. Laddie, glad to have you. Thank you guys. I did say it. Hi, Dingo. Rob, thanks for the follow. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. You guys mean so much to me. I really do appreciate all the stuff you guys have given. Hi, JJ. Hi, Angela. Hi, Blank. How are you? Thank you for the star. Hi, Bella. Hi, Matcha. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ulysses. Glad to have you. Hi, Carter. Hi, Lily. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Tu. Hi, Sniper. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Maria. Glad to have you. Hi, JD. Maybe. Hi, Peaches. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Confident. Hi, Bella. How are you doing there? Welcome, welcome. What do you mean, let's talk? What is this, a TED Talk? Hi, Timmy. Glad to have you. Hi, Everlane. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Mila. Hi, Jaden. How are you? Lily, thank you for the star. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Mila. Hi, Ember. Hi, April. How are you? Oh my god, I keep falling. Hi, Envy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. It doesn't appear. I promise you it's my username. I'm not trying to lie to you. I appreciate your $2 super chat because, like, look, this guy joined me, right? Like, everybody in here had joined me, so I'm not trying to, like, lie or, like, scam you guys. Like, guys, you can vouch. Anybody, guys, everybody who's playing, can you vouch that's my username and you joined off of it? I'm not, like, trying to joke with you or, like, kid you. Lily, thank you for the star. Hara, thank you for the hundreds. Guys, if you're playing the game, please say that you joined off my username because I know there's a bunch of you that have. So yeah, someone say that I joined in the chat because I know you guys have joined, okay? So please say that I vouch. Yeah, so see, Dingle can vouch that they're joining. Hi, Lily, thank you for the 2 stars. So I'm not trying to, like, joke with you or, like, you know, say, like, not, like, lie to you. That is my username. I joined. Yeah, Biker joined as well. So, like, this is not trying to, like, kid you at all or, like, be, like, mean. Hi, Maria. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you, Maria. I vouch. Thank you. I appreciate the vouch. Hi, Maria. I'm gonna take, guys. Marie, thank you so much for the 18 stars. Glad to have you, Marie. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Janice. Marie, thank you, by the way, for your 20 stars. And thank you, Lily, for the star. Janice, thank you for your $5 super chat. Is Jack? Yes, a lot of people think it's Jake. Hi, Wedding. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hi, Janice. Hi, Wedding. Lily, thank you for the stars. I'm gonna use the restroom really quickly to get, like, a tissue. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Guys, thank you for your follow, sub, donation. Janet, thank you for the $5 super chat. Also, guys, let's get a Laffy Disco or a Clappy Seal, guys. Let's go. But Janice, thank you so much. Hi, Angela. Hi, Tyree. Hi, Muet. Hi, Mary. I'm okay. Sorry, I had to use the restroom really quickly. Lily, thank you for the star. Glad to have you, Lily. Hi, Carto. Hi, Lap. How you doing today? Thank you for the sparkle. Hi, Fair. Thank you for coming. Glad to have you. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Fair. Thank you, Lily, for the star. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Sir. Hi, Ethan. Hi, Ronald. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Ryan. Glad to have you. Hello, everyone. Hi, Cheesy. Hi, Deadpool. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Grayson. Janice, thank you for another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much, Janice, for your super chats. Oh my god, Janice has given 20. I'll send the laughing disco. Would you actually? You know what? Oh my god, thank you. Hi, Mila. Happy birthday to you. I have 5 cats, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for your super chat goals. I appreciate it. Let's go, everyone. Hi, Mari. Hi, Star. Hello. Well, I wish you the best with your stuff. Hi, Dad. Hi, Murray. Thank you guys for your super chats today. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Angela. Especially you so much, Janice. Thank you, Janice, so much. Hi, Lily. Thank you for the heart. There you guys go. Here's my user. Yes, I remember. Thank you for the heart, me. Hi, Pedro. Hi, Adriela. Hi, Marie. Yes, I am. Who cares? T4. Make sure to follow or sub. Mari, thank you for the laughing disco. Thank you so much, Marie, for the laughing disco. Thank you. Taylor, Lily, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the gold coins, both of you guys. Hi, Fun. Hi, Evan. Hi, Tracy. Thank you guys for your donations. Thank you for the laughing disco. Marie, thank you. And again, Janice, thank you for the donation. Fun, thank you for the stars. Hi, Leah. Glad to have you. Hi, Taylor. Thank you for the star. Lily, thank you for the star. Hi, Bike. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Just Me. 2 more. Thank you, guys. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mr. Blue. Thank you for the star. Hi, Lacey. Taylor, thank you for the 6-7 donation. Thank you so much, Taylor. That's so nice of you. Thank you, Taylor, so much for that. Hi, Squish. Hi, Devin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Isabel. Glad to have you. Thank you guys so much for that. Hi, Mary. Hi, No Name. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Deku. How are you? Hi, Two Time. Hi, Jackie. How are you doing today? Hi, Black. How are you doing today? Make sure to follow her sub. Hi, Grayson. I'm glad I can bring up your mood. Hi, Dantillo. Hi, Erlen. Glad to have you. Hi, Jonathan. Glad to have you here. Hi, Lily. How you doing there? Make sure to follow our sub. Hi, Taylor. Thank you for the GGs. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Again, thank you for the follows and sub. Hi, Squish. Hi, Asmin. Hi, Dad. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mister. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for the follows and subs and donos, everyone. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Sammy. Lily, thank you for the sparkles. Taylor, thank you for the GG. Fake guy. What do you mean, fake guy? What? Hi, Mari. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Thank you guys again for the lappy disco, clappy seals, and super chats, guys. Hi, Marie. Thank you so much. Glad to have you. 9 stars. Let's go. Hi, Squid. Hello. Sophia, thank you for the follow. Unky, thank you. Auntie, how you doing today? Hi, Sam. How many subs are we at now and follows? Ben, thank you so much for the gold coin. We are at how many subs? Let's go check. 262. That's insane. Oh my god, Janice, thank you for the hot air balloon. Thank you so much, Janice, for the hot air balloon. Ben, thank you for the gold coin, and Julie, thank you for the spark. Janice! Oh my god, you have given so much today, Janice. Thank you so much, Janice. You are really amazing for that. Thank you. Lily, thank you for the star. Thank you so much, Janice. Hi, Bike. Glad to have you. Hi, Ariana. Janice, you MVP of a person. Thank you. You want $100? I would love that, but I'm not sure if you're gonna give it. Thank you, Talos, for the makeup brush. Thank you, Mr. Wu, for the sparkles. I mean, I would love $100. I won't lie. Janice, thank you for the flowers. And then Lily, thank you so much for the stars. Janice, thank you for the 6-7 donation too. Oh my god, I have to say it. Hi, Axel. Lily, thank you for the hundreds. Glad to have you. Again, guys, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Axel. How are you? Hi, Deku. That's cool. Your name's Yuchi. Janice, thank you for the star again. Hi, Gojo. How are you? Remember you? Yeah, I remember you guys. Hi, Gambit. Hi, Den. Hi, Deku. I'm glad. Oh, that's cool that you're wearing a great hat. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, Millie. Hi, Angela. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Hi, Deadpool. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ariana. Janice, thank you for the France. Oh my god, your gifts are so nice, Janice. You're giving out so much. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Here's my username. Janice, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. I like your life. Thank you. You have the best. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. Hi, Gary. Hi, man. Yeah, a lot of people compare me to them. Hi, Jose. Thank you for the stars. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Ash. And thank you guys for coming today. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna let them go ahead of me. Jack, do you play football? No, I'm not. I used to, like, when I was younger, like, both times. I was okay at it, I think. Hi, Lily. Hi, Katsuki. Hi, Lily. Hi, Ninde. Make sure to follow us. Hi, April. Hi, Harry. Thank you guys again for coming today. Hi, Susie. Hi, Grayson. Hi, I like frogs. Hi, Irlanda. Hi, Ninde. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Deku. Hi, Susie. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi, Halloween. Glad to have you. Hi, Edith. Glad to have you. Hi, Halloween. Glad to have you. Hi, Adam. Hi, Ash. Hi, Lily. Thank you for the follow and sub, guys. I really do appreciate it. Oh my god. Thank you guys for your donations. Hi, Lily. Hi, Mercedes. Hi, Dingle. Thank you for the follows and subs. Jose, thank you for the star. Blue, thank you for the star. Sorry, the sparkles and star. Hi, Emily. Glad to have you. Hi, Susan. Jose, thank you for your star, too. I appreciate it. Hi, Duck Leader. Hi, Star. Hi, Dingle. Hi, Eli. Glad to have you. Hi, Keys. What sport do you like? I like esports. I know that doesn't count. Hello, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. I don't know. The thing is, I haven't been into sports as much. I mean, I look at the World Cup stuff, I guess. But, like, it's not, like, the biggest thing I'm into. Hi, make sure to follow or some. Wait, did England and Norway go against each other yet? England, Norway game. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you here. No, it's tomorrow. Okay. Hello, welcome, welcome, guys. Glad to have you here. Guys, what's the best part of you guys' day so far, if you guys don't mind me asking? Us. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you. Guys, what's the best part of your days? What is fun? What is exciting stuff? Hello. Janice, thank you for a $2 super chat. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Favorite food. I like ramen's good. I'm new on my sub channel. Make sure to follow us up. Please stop spamming, Jane. I will have to mute you. I don't want to be mean. Okay. I'm giving you one more warning, Jane. Thank you guys for the followers or sub. Hi, Squirm. Hi, Tracy. Glad to have you. And thank you for the followers or subs. Hi, Sophia. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Gojo. I'm glad you're doing good. Thank you guys for your donos today. Holy, I appreciate all the donations. I might have to use the restroom again. Again, thank you guys again for coming. I do appreciate it. Hi, Ireland. Hi, Verity. I mute spammers. I mean, it depends. I'll ban them if it's like really bad or like they're just saying something mean. But like I usually mute for a bit. What's the favorite? Thank you guys for the followers or sub. That sounds fun. Hi, Verity. Thanks for the follow. Guys, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be back in a minute, okay? You guys talk about yourselves and don't be weird, okay? Don't do weird stuff. Okay? Hello, make sure to follow or sub. How you guys doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hello. Hi, Gaia. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Jane. Hi, Esme. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jerome. Hi, Anna. Hello, Ashley. Glad to have you here. Hi, Suya. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Stop asking, bro. I'm gonna mute you. I said stop. I'm muting you. Be sure to follow or sub. Hello, hello. Glad to have you. Hi, Marlene. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jerry. Thank you guys for the follows and subs. Hi, Jave. Toll Faith, thank you for the stars. Hi, USA. Glad to have you. Janice, thank you. Let's go. We hit our goal. Hi, Orlando. Hi, Ellie. Let's go. We hit the goal. Thank you, Janice, for all the gifted today, too. Hi, Daniel. Again, guys, your super chats help me out so much. Hi, Orlando. Hi, Marl. How you doing today? Hi, Janice. I appreciate you guys, too. Can I ask you something? Sure, you could ask me. Can I get a shout out? I sub. Hi, Knight. Thank you for the sub. Thank you guys. Hi Valerie. It's okay if you guys can't donate. I appreciate you guys enough already. Hi Valeria. Glad to have you. Thank you for the stars. Hi Dean. The super typhoon is strong. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. What happened? Hi Silly. Hi Gray. Hi Heaven. Hi Tollface. Thank you for the stars. Tollface, thank you for the stars today. I appreciate it so much. Glad to have you guys. Again, you guys' donations help me out so much, guys. Thank you, everyone. Hi Liv. Hi Raymond. Hi Grayson. Hi Gray. Hi Orlando. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hi Peanut. Hi USA. Hi Lovely. Hi Gray. Thank you guys for being members as well today. We got 2 new members. Holy, I thought we just got 1. Heaven, thank you for the star. Do I ever play horror games? Not often. Hey, can you stop spamming? Bro, I'm not gonna... Okay. Hi Valerie, thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Hi everyone. Hi Ryu. Hi Particular. Hi Ani. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi Ani. Hi Lavis. Hello Rue. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi Lavis. The game is called Nido Tower if you're curious. It's pretty fun. Hi Zoe. Guys, I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. I really do appreciate it. Sorry guys, I'm flossing my teeth a little bit. I'm like, Hi Marie. Hi Avocado. Can you say my name? Level Stali? Glad to have you here. Sorry, I probably said your name completely wrong. Damn, tons of people. I mean, after a while, the live, like, gets really long. So, I mean, I'm not gonna blame them. Like, if it's, like, you have to realize that lives constantly have new and old people coming in. So, like, it's not... Everybody keeps leaving the live, technically, if you want to look at it. So, it's not a bunch of people just left and they were there. But what happens is the YouTube algos, like, after a few hours, it's like, okay, the stream's been long enough. So after that, the YouTube algo is like, okay, we're gonna just stop recommending the stream. So all the people who would normally leave over like, you know, like a few minutes, just leave and then nobody gets replaced, right? So that's just how it works. So if you want to look at it, it's kind of like a pipeline in a sense. Like a lot of people join, a lot of people leave, and because, you know, they're busy, they have life, they have a lot of things they need to do, which is fair. I mean, I leave lives too, I join lives. It's just how the process works, right? Hi Valerie, thank you for the sparkles. Valeria, thank you so much. Or is now the essay? What do you mean the essay? Guys, you know that's just being like, guys, if you think that's an essay with the length of me saying that, I might have to disappoint you for your guys' future. Hi Evan, hi Valeria. Hi Janice, thank you guys for the hearts. Valeria, thank you so much for your 15. That's okay. Caitlin, thank you for the happy. Glad to have you here. Janice, thank you for the star too, by the way. Valeria, thank you for the 33, by the way. Thank you so much. Hi Janice, thank you for the gold coin, Janice. Hello, hi Dingle, hi Claude, how are you doing today? Hi Maria. Hi Gojo. Janice, thank you for the flowers. Yeah, let's go with that. I wish you the best with that, man. I might have to do the head pats on shoulder. Janice, thank you so much for your donations. Good morning. How are you doing today? Hi Maria. Hi Janice. How are you doing today? Welcome. Again, thank you guys for your donations, subs, everything you guys gift today. You guys are helping me out so much. I mean, I'm a little tired, but I'm always tired. Congrats on that. That's really impressive, Dingle. Guys, let's get a laughing disco or clapping seal right now. We could do it, guys. Laughing disco, clapping seal, guys. Right now, we could do it. Hi Eli. Hi Grayson. Glad to have you. Hi Lane, thank you for the follow and sub, guys. Hi Ari, thank you for the sub. Let me stop saying, well, tell new people to stop joining then, because I'm gonna say hello to everyone who's new. Jerry, thank you for the heart. Me, Chewy, thank you for the cozy. Glad to have you. Hi Caitlin. Hi Maria. Guys, what's the cutest thing you guys seen today? I hope you guys. What's the cutest thing you guys have seen at all? Hi, welcome back. Yeah, I love. How about this? I won't say hello to you in specific anymore, Maria. With that, yeah, I bet if your first comment is I ignored you and I didn't say hello, I'm gonna laugh really hard. That'd be really funny. No, it's you correcting me calling your name and you doing a sad face. Thank you. Oh, my cat. I'm new. I'm sorry you did. I wish you the best then. Hi MK, how are you? Hi 05. Okay, guys, 5 more subs now. Myself. My avatar is cute. Thank you, guys. Hi, kiddo. Hi, Bellon. And thank you for the follow subs. Hi, Maria. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are amazing. Just know that, okay? Hello, hello. Glad to have you here. Hi, Lula. Hi, Mina. Thank you for the... Chewy, thank you for the 100. Thank you, Chewy. Hi, Mina. Glad to have you. Hello, hello. Hello, Jason. Hi, Loco. Hi, Cat's Eye. Hi, Valeria. Hi, Manny. Hi, Melda. Hi, Riri. Hi, I love chocolates. How are you? Hi, Manny. Hi, Hori. Mia. Glad to have you. Hi, Love. Hi, Maria. Hi, Sullivan. Glad to have you. Hi, Sullivan. Welcome if you're new. Glad to have you. Hi, Nightstar. Thank you for the shard link. Glad to have you. Hi, Chewy. Hi, Carpet. Hi, TBA. Hi, Egg. Hi, Care. Hi, Rena. Hi, Lane. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you, by the way, everyone. I'm glad to have you. Hi, Nights. Hi, Manly. Thank you, Lane. Hi, Gojo. Glad to have you. Hi, Kiera. Hi, bro. How are you? Hi, everybody. Glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for following and subbing. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Dingle. Hi, Bestel. Thank you guys for the follow. Thank you for the subs. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Ocean. Glad to have you here. Hi, Sullivan. I want to do that too. I mean, hey. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Carla. Hi, Star. Hi, Chewy. Hi, everyone. Hi, Eli. Hi, everyone. Hi, love your YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Hello, Lane. How you doing today? Thank you so very much. Hi, Hi, Riri. Hello, Kendrick. Thank you for coming. Hello, Stanley. Hi, Greggy. I'm sorry. Thank you, Hormia. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Biker. Guess what? What? Hi, Stanley. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Hi, Haley. Hi, Real. Glad to have you. Hi, Enric. Hi, Just. Hi, Sullivan. No, you're fine. I appreciate everyone here today. Hi, Grayson. Thank you for the follows or subs. Hello. Hi, Eric. Glad to have you. Hi, Callie. Hi, Sino. Hi, Melly. Hello, me. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follow or subs. Hi, Enoch. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh, if you guess what, you'll be happy. Guess what? What? Hi, India. Hi, Autumn. Glad to have you here. Hi, Sushi. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Cat's Eye. Hi, Lane. Thank you for the slow motion, Lane. That's so nice of you. Thank you, Lane. Glad to have you. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Pop. Hi, Riley. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Eric. Glad to have you. Hi, Jess. How you doing there? Hi, cute girl. How you doing there? Hi, Pop. Thank you, True. Glad to have you for the gold coin. Thank you, True. Thank you, Lane, for the friendship necklaces as well, Lane. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you had fun at places. Hi, Freya. Lane, thank you for your donos. Hi, True, as well. Thank you, guys. Again, you guys' donos help me out so much. Cute girl, thank you for the rose, too. And thank you, by the way, for the 30 goats. Jesus, that is a lot of goats. Bah. Hi, cute girl. Hi, Lewis. How are you? Hi, Riley. Jack is pro. Yeah, I'm pro. Thank you guys for the subs. Ah. Hi, Lewis. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, congrats! Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys wishing me the best for 36.3k subs. I know it's very specific, but I mean, it's really cool we've grown so much, especially even tonight. Hi, Elza. Why do I feel like I am? You know, I don't know what that is. Hi, cutie girl. I love your video. Thank you. Hi, Riri. Hi, Dingle. Glad to have you. I just followed. Thank you, Lewis, for the follow. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Dominic. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. You're not cool. Okay, I don't care. You don't have to find me. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Simon. Hi, Grayson. Glad to have you. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Simon. I'm sad. That's fair. Stop prod gassing, please. Maybe you should also stop talking. Clearly, you need to do that. Thank you for the follower, so I'm glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. I mean, hello. Welcome, welcome, guys. Glad to have you. My bone hurts. Wishing you. Aw, guys, make sure to take your time. Make sure to feel better. Guys, also, I want to say thank you guys for your donations. Like hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Guys, let's get a clapping seal or laughing disco, guys. But thank you so much for the hearts. I really do appreciate that. Hi, Mochi. Hi, Vehicle. Hi, Ella. Hi, Simon. Why not it be, you know? Hi, Vehicle. Hi, Gila. Again, thank you guys for your donos today. Hi, Vehicle. Hi, everyone. Hi, Unknown. Hi, Simon. Hi, Dominic. Thank you for the sub, Dominic. Hi, Lovely. Hi, Potato. Hi, Bella. How are you doing today? Hi, Emilian. Glad to have you. Hi, Hila. Hi, Chloe. How are you? Thank you for the follow. Hi, Unlock. Hi, Nightstar. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Cherry. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Madlia. Hi, Lovely. Happy birthday to the Mochi. Hi, Sweet. How you doing today? Hi, Unlock. Hi, Potato. Hi, Lovely. Guys, again, thank you guys for your donations, by the way. It's my blanket. Yeah, I did see that, Biker. That's cool. Someone said noob to you. I don't really care. I mean, okay, they can say it, I guess. Hi, Richie. Hi, Love. Hi, Cute. Thank you, Hearts, for the flow state. Thank you so much, Hearts. That's so nice of you. Take care, and thank you for the flow state, Hearts. Glad to have you. Hi, Unlock. Hi, Eli. Hi, Amar. Thank you guys for your donations. Hi, Dingle. I appreciate everything you guys give. Oh my god, thank you guys. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Simon. Hi, Amelia. And Nikita, glad to have you here. Hi, Evan. Hi, Heaven. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Thank you for the 2 stars, Heaven. Glad to have you. Hi, Marcel. Hi, Simon. Hi, Caroline. How you guys doing? Make sure to follow. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Callie. Hi, Marcel. How you doing today? Hi, Maddie. Hi, Demon. Glad to have you. Hi, Perfect. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Glad to have you. It's winter. Hey, Art. Glad to have you. Hi, Valerie. Hi, everyone. Hi, Chloe. I'm doing good. What about you? Hi, Dingo. Hi, Arius. Hi, Simon. Hi, Undertale. Make sure to follow or sub. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. I'm glad I can be. Hi, Riley. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Popa. Hi, X. Hi, Simon. Glad to have you. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for coming, following, subbing, and I appreciate you guys being here today. Hello, hello. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Nikita. Glad to have you. Hi, Arius. Hi, Mia. Hi, Wacky. Hi, Demon. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Riley. Hi, Arius. Glad to have you. Hi, Asia. Hi, Germany. How are you? Hi, Callie. Hi, Popa. Glad to have you. And thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Ricardo. Hi, Eli. Hi, Azzy. Hi, Parrot. Hi, Sebas. Thank you guys for wishing me the best. Okay, I'm not saying hi to you. I'm saying hi to everyone. Hi, your best. Hi, David. Hi, Zeri. Hi, Arctic. Thank you guys for coming. Welcome if you're new, Zenny. Make sure to sub, guys, if you are new. I do appreciate all the subs and follows. Alone, thank you for the follow. I follow you. Thank you, Germany, for the follow, too. Hi, Marie. I want to say thank you guys again for your donations today. I mean, there's other people called Riley, by the way. That's a pretty common name, actually. I think it was on my TikTok. Who is a cat? I think with behind you. It's my pet. Hi, Zaya. Hi, thank you guys for your character. This is my user. Hi, Zuri. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for coming. And thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Arctic. Glad to have you. Thank you, Lawbit, for the flow state. Thank you so much, Lawbit. That's so nice of you. Good morning today, by the way, Lawbit. Hi, Zalia. I'm not friending people, so I hope that is okay. Yeah. Hello, welcome. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Callie. Hi, Mr. Spineley. Why are they wasting money on the gifts? For what reason? They're giving gifts to me because they want to support me. That's not wasting money. I mean, it's probably better than what you're wasting your money on. I'm gonna be honest here. You probably buy like some stupid subscription that you don't even use. I mean, people want to support me because they want to support me, right? Make sure to follow or some. Hi. I did not ask you. You're the one that stated it, you dumb. Jesus, come on. I think, Riley, you might need to go back to school because clearly you need an education. I didn't ask. Can you shut up? You're the one that complained about it in my chat. Okay. Clearly you need to have a better education because whoever taught you sucked. I'm gonna be honest. Hi Amara, hi bad girl. Welcome, welcome. Do not be rude. Yeah, don't be rude, but clearly they didn't know. Hi Simon. They should have followed us some. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you guys. Hi Benjamin. Like I said, if they want to donate to support me, it helps me out and I appreciate it a lot. They don't have to, and I will be defensive over my gifters, okay? Because they do not have to gift anything. And I really do appreciate the gifts, right? If you're gonna be mean to them, I get actually upset. I don't care about if it's me because like I mean yeah it sucks, but like who cares? But if you're gonna insult my gifters, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not trying to be mean, but like that's the one thing I draw the line at. Make sure to follow her, so I'm glad to have you. They don't want to. I mean, clearly they want to if they do. You don't have critical thinking skills, and clearly that's evident. You should probably gain those before you talk to other people and embarrass yourself again. Anyway, ooh, hi Emma. Sorry, I didn't mean to be mean, sorry. Yeah, they act like a Karen. It's like, Jesus, let people do what they want to do. Okay, hi Jax. They might be, I don't know, they're actually, some people are actually older and do that. Like, you'd be surprised. I mean, there's a reason there's a stereotype about Karens in their, like, 30s, like, doing that, okay? It's not, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, hi, Rat. Money, you, Jack. Welcome back, glad to have you. Sorry, like I said, I'm not usually trying to be this mean, but, like, I will defend my gifters. They do not have to give anything. If anybody insults them, I'm gonna be really mad. Because like that's up to them if they want a gift, and I really do appreciate it because I mean it pays everything and helps me out so much. So like if you're insulting them, I'm gonna be rude. I'm sorry. That's the thing I draw my limit at. I don't care if it's me, but you can insult me. That's fine. But if you insult my gifters, then that's who I'm bi. So I mean, you can probably guess that. They should have followed or some. I respect me. I'm a little tired. I might end stream soon. Not from that. It's just in general. I've been streaming for like 3 hours though. Again, thank you for the follow and sub, guys. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys for the gifts. Glad to have you here. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Ooh. Hi, Jazz. Hi, Benj. Hi, everyone. Again, thank you guys for your gifts, and thank you guys for everything you give. You guys do not have to do that, so thank you. Hi, Chloe. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Jewel. How do I live stream? You use OBS. I mean, it depends. So you can live stream multiple different ways, right? I use OBS personally, but depends on your device. Do you have a phone? You might need to download a different software. I mean, I'd say Google it. Like, look it up on YouTube and Google, because like it depends on your situation, right? So if it's like let's say it says like you find a tutorial and it's like, oh, it doesn't work on PC and you don't have a PC, look up how to do it on your phone, right? Hi, bro, man. Thank you for the star. Hi, MJ. Hi, Inyon. Hi, David. I am playing the same game as you. Yeah, I play this game a lot. Hi, Emily. Hi, Ari. Thank you guys for your gifts, by the way. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the gold coin, by the way, Broman. I appreciate it. I might end in a minute, but we'll see. Again, thank you guys for your donations. I appreciate it. Annyeonghaseyo. Hi, Nina. Hi, Maria. Hi, Arctic. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. And thank you guys for coming. 43 Burger. Hi, Maria. Hi, the Bogey. How do you gift though? So it should be the gift icon, like a little present, and then you could do it. Don't end. I know I shouldn't, but like I'm feeling sick and I want to go on a walk as well. So like I might end in a minute. Hi Deku, how you doing there? Welcome. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. Hi guys, make sure to follow. What's the game? Please don't. I mean, yes, but like guys, if I'm feeling bad, shouldn't I end stream? Like if I feel physically not like the best, is that a good sign? Hi Sleepy. Tell you what, maybe if I get a laughing disco clapping seal, I might go longer. I'm joking. Please don't give it unless you want to, I guess. But hi Emily, hi Samuel. I really need to stop saying that because I think that's it was fun during the donathon, but I think like that's bad encouragement. Don't be well. I mean, I wish it was easier said than done. Hi Rhea, hi Deku, how you doing there? Welcome. Hi Grayson, you have a cute voice. Thank you. Hello everyone. Hi July. Hi Rhea. Hi Sleepyhead. Hi Sakura-san. Welcome Sakura. Nihongo wa hasemasu ka, Sakura-san? Hi Hi, Glad. Good avatar. Thank you guys for saying I have a good avatar. That makes me happy. Hi, Angel. Hi, Sad. Hi, George. Hi, Eli. And thank you for the follows and subs. Thank you. You're welcome. We'll see. Hi, Cliff. Hi, Eli. I like your avatar. Thank you guys. As well, thank you guys for the follows and subs today, guys. Hi, Foodie. Hi, Urza. Glad to have you. Hi, Heart. Glad to have you here. Hi, Valentine. How you doing there? Hi, Vamp. How you doing there? Make sure to follow. Hi, Broman. Hi, Saf. Hi, Silano. Hi, Jlash. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Again, guys, thank you guys for the follows and subs. Thank you, Demon, for the happy. Glad to have you here. Thank you guys for your donos. Get us avatar. Thank you guys. Hi, Toast. Hi, Gabriel. I'm doing decent. I feel a little bit under the weather, I guess, but that's okay. Hi, Uncle. Hi, Gabriels. I might end in a minute. Bro, man, thank you for the flowers, bro, man. That's so nice of you. Hi, Grayson. Thank you for coming. Hi, Omeko. Hi, Ginkle. Hi, Kaden. Hi, Abigail. Hi, hi, Lunix. Hi, Nara. Hi, Kaden. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follower subs. Hi, Rukia. Hi, Ukel. Hi, Victoria. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follower sub. Hello, it's Anari. Do you play Adopt Me? Once, not recently. Gosh, I'm gonna send you a star because you're a star. Hi, hello, welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow some. Hi, Nico. Hi, Cliff. Hi, Ding. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follower subs. Hi, Mateo. Hi, Jesus. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Hi, Demon. Thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Demon, thank you for the stars. Thank you for the sparkles, Demon. Hi, Jesus. Thank you for the star. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Love. Thank you guys for coming. I do appreciate it. Hi, Cliff. Hi, Grayson. How are you? Hi, Saw. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Dove. Hi, Star. Hi, Hi, Seister. Glad to have you here. Hi, Vamp. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Angela. Hi, She. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow her some. Jesus, thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Hi, Arctic. Glad to have you. Hi, Warren. Jesus, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you. Oh my god. Hi, Abigail. How are you? Make sure to follow, by the way. Glad to have you here. What are you guys up to today? We should play, maybe I'll play that later. Again, thank you for the follows or subs. Glad to have you here. Hi, Saw. Hi, Hazel. Polar. It's Zara. Again, thank you guys for your donations today. Thank you so much. Hurrah! Thank you so much for your 100, for your Go Poplars. Hurrah. Hi, it's Zalo. Hi, Polar. Hi, Zalo. Hi, Sharon. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Again, thank you guys. Rura, thank you for your gifts. Oh my god, Rura, thank yous. 31. Yellow, thank you for the star too. Rura, thank you for your Go Poplars. Thank you for the stars as well, Yellow. Glad to have you. Hi, Bacon. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Kay. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Oh, hearts for you. You guys are nice and sweet and amazing for everything you give, guys. Hi, Son Goku. How are you? Jesus, thank you for the stars. Glad to have you. Hi, Bella. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Dino. Hi, it's. Hi, Bella. And thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, April. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, it's Mika. Hi, Supa. Hi, Jelly. Hi, Sleepy. Hi, dot, dot, dot. Hi, Dean. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Eli. Hi, Sugar. How are you? Hi, Yellow Heart. Hi, White Heart. How are you doing there? Hi, Diva. Hi, Spider-Man. How are you? Hi, Lori. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Hi, Lights. Maybe I'll play it one day. I sub. Thank you for subbing an hour ago. Hi, Mafioso. The reason I don't really play ETH is because I have to pay attention to the chat too much, and unfortunately, ETOH is a really hard game to play, like, look at the chat and play at the same time, right? Hi, Mafioso. Hi, Mafia. So, like, I would only focus on the game, and you guys don't like that. Like, you guys generally hate when I do that, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just you guys don't like, you guys like when I talk with chat, right? Hi, Sleepy. Hello. Hi, Master. Hello. Welcome. I'm gonna go pretty late. Bye. Bye. Thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna watch anime. Name a song for Silent Siren Routine. That's my song name. Hi, Mika. Demon, thank you for the stars. Hi, Sakai. I don't add people, but if you want to join my game, you could do that. Demon, thank you for the 4 stars, Demon. Guys, if you're on TikTok, please follow. I really do appreciate all the follows I get on TikTok. I'll give you a shout out too, so please. Getting Janice left. I mean, Janice probably got stuff to do, you know? Hi, Faith. Thank you for the follows. Guys, people got stuff to do in life, you know? Like, not everybody can watch my stream 24/7. Hi, PH. Hi, Logan. But if you meet John, I don't know who Johnny is, but yeah. Hi Logan, glad to have you. Hi Use. Hi Logan. Hi Dingo, glad to have you here. She's getting, maybe you might be on to something. Hi Logan. Hi everyone. Demon, thank you for the sparkles. Again, thank you guys for the gifts today too. I really do appreciate it. Guys, should I end now? I feel sick. Oh my god. Hello, hi Faith, how are you doing today? Hi Sleepy, how are you doing today? Hi Natalie, hi Adrian, glad to have you. Hi Grayson, hi Faith, how are you doing today? Hi Adrian, hi Rem, hi Jewel, hi Demon, how are you? Hi Ritz. Hi Dot Dot, hi Logan. Hi Jay, no don't, I'm sorry man, I'm feeling bad, I should end. Hi guys, hi Broken. Hi Bella, thanks for the follow. It was nice meeting you. Hi Demon, thank you for the stars Demon, thank you guys for your donos. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Leah, hi Grayson. Hi Heavens, how are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I wonder if anybody's messaged me on my TikTok. I have a feeling I got like 10 messages today since I got a lot. Usually the more... No, actually, I only got one. That's surprising. Usually the more people... Again, thank you for the follows and subs everyone, glad to have you. Should I sleep? Guys, yeah, go to bed if it's too late, guys. Hi, April. Hi, Keen. Hi, Eric. And thank you guys for coming. Also, guys, thank you guys for your donations today. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Kazuya. Guys, your donations mean so much to me. Thank you guys so much for donating. You guys do not have to do that. If you guys sub as well, I'll give you a shout out. So say that you subbed in chat so I can give you a shout out. My TikTok name is Jacknyeko if you're curious. My YouTube's also. So yeah, guys, if you sub on YouTube, I'll give you a shout out. Just say Jacknyeko. Remember, I got my cute emotes. Jack, make yourself a tea. I mean, I can't really do that while streaming, so I would have to end stream. So I mean, like, if you guys want me to do that, I can. Hi, Tristan. But you'd be like, no, don't end the stream. So I'm like, that makes sure to follow some. Which I know, I get it. I like streaming too, especially since I have a lot of people, and I find it more fun when I have more people because I can talk more to people and say hello to more people. Hi, Bacon. And have combos. Hi, Alright, good night. I mean, I'm not saying I'm ending this second, but I might end in like a few minutes. I'll see how I feel. Hi Dingo, glad to have you. Hi Rita. Hi Sleepy, hi Antonio. Hi Grayson. Get him not 100. I'm not getting 100k this stream, it would be nice, but guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for your donations. It's 4:26 a.m. for me. Real, thank you for the GG Easy. I'm a little sick. Guys, your donations mean so much, guys. Thank you so much for the GG Easy. Guys, come on. We could get another Laffy Disco or clapping seal, guys. One more Laffy Disco clapping seal. We could do it, guys. I believe in you. We could do it, everyone. Hi, user. How you doing there? Laughing Disco, clapping seal, 100k. I'd be so happy to get that, but I'm not gonna get that. Hi, Mika. Glad to have you. Yeah, we would choose you. Aw, thank you. I appreciate you choosing me. Although my Boba is not going to be happy to hear that. This is going to make them cry. I'll get more that I can. No, it's fine. Hi, Fave. Hi, Yuaka. Hi, Rex. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you guys again for your donos. Hi, Riley. Hi, CFP. How are you? Thank you guys for the follows, subs, donations, everyone. Hi, Grayson. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys. Hi, CPF. How are you? Hi, Reds. Hi, Antonio. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys, everyone. Hi, May. Hi, Faith. Hi, Albert. Hi, Riley. Hi, Grayson. Make sure to follow her some. Hi, Pochico. Hi, Sleepy. Hi, everyone. Hi, Michiro. Hi, Sleepy. Make sure to follow her sub, guys, if you're new. You're so sleepy. Get some sleep. Hi, Edward. Hi, hello. Hi, Ritz. How are you? Hi, Raul. Hi, Bambi. Hi, Antonio. Hi, Edward. Again, thank you for the follows or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, April. Hi, Noob. Hi, Grayson. Glad to have you. Sophia, thank you for the follows. Again, guys, your follows, donations, subs, everything helps me out. Thank you, guys. Hi, Addison. Good night if you guys gotta go to bed. If you're on TikTok, please follow as well if you just joined. I hate carrots. Thank you for the follow. I'm bored, so I just joined. Thank you for joining. Hi, Wayne. Thank you for the follows. Nico, thank you for the follow. I was here yesterday. Well, I'm glad to have you back, Waz. Hi, Dingle. Noob, thank you for the rose. Glad to have you. Roses do help me out. Thank you. Hi Zane, how are you doing today? Hi Anglo, hi Dean. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi Gojo, hi everyone, hi Alien, glad to have you. Hi Beer, thank you for coming. Guys, again, thank you guys for your dodos, thank you guys for the subs, thank you for the follows. I unsubscribe. Okay, go unsub if you want to. Hi Noob, thank you for the rose. Hi Alien, hi Zud. Hi Polar Bear, I'm doing good, what about you Polar? Again, thank you guys for being here though. And again, thank you guys for your donos today. Thank you everyone. Hi Xeon, hi Go Away. Thank you guys for your follows too. Hi Grayson, hi Thomas. You guys go sleep when you need to sleep, okay? Have a good night guys. Why unsub? These people are mean. Look upside down in the sea. I can't look upside down really easily. Are you saying I am? Love. You're saying it's like a calculator trick. That's cool. That's funny. Really nice. I'd go away. I'm doing good, Go Away. What about you? It's kind of weird to say that. Janice, thank you for the $1 super chat, Janice. Thank you. Hi, Polar. Hi, everyone. Hi, Zud. How you doing? Thank you, Janice, so much. Let's go. We got Janice back, guys. Everyone. Thank you, Janice, again for coming again. Thank you for the $1 super chat. Hi, Mister. Hi, Anime. Hi, Albert. Thank you for the sub. My day's going well. Hi, Zud. Again, thank you, guys. Hi, Penelope. How you doing today? Hi, Grayson. How you doing today? Hi, Davin. Oh my god. Thank you, guys. Again, everybody. You guys are so nice. Hi, Marie. Glad to have you. Sorry, I have a song stuck in my head. She would be. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the donation, subs, follows. I like horror. It depends on the horror. Bye, Jack. Bye, Stephine. I mean, I guess it depends on the genre and what it is. Hi, Lamb. Again, thank you guys for the follows, by the way, too. Sorry, I keep saying that a lot. My brain is kind of on autopilot, I won't lie. Guys, you need to get Jack off of autopilot. Alien, thank you for the gold, for the star, Alien. Glad to have you here. Alien, watashi alien. 9 stars, 10 stars, Alien. Glad to have you here. Thank you for your stars, Alien. Hi, Tonica. Hi, Without Jack. Glad to have you. Hi, Noob. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Again, thank you for the follow sub. Hi, Grayson. How are you? Hi, Noob. Hi, Ralph. How you doing today? Hi, Grayson. How are you doing today? Thank you, Janice, for the eagle! Janice, that's so nice of you! Thank you so much for the eagle, Janice. Holy, hi, Without. Thank you, Janice, for the eagle. Oh my god, that's so nice of you, Janice. Hi, Zihad. Hi, Murray. Hi, Dingle. Hi, Eli. Oh my god, you did not need to get that. W Janice's, guys. Big W's for Janice. That's really nice. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Sector. I'm in Japan. Welcome from Japan, Cat. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the sub Without. Hi, Nico. Thank you for the sub. Hi, Meteor. Glad to have you. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Spin. Hi, Kira. Hi, Bacon. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Again, daddy, daddy, do, daddy, daddy, yo, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. Alright, there's a song. Guys, make sure to follow our sub if you guys are new. Hi, Jay. Hi, Grayson. How are you guys doing today? Janice, okay, they did not donate that much, but they did donate a lot. So, I mean, I appreciate that no matter what. That's really nice of them for donating that much. Again, thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. Again, you guys are so nice today. Holy, I appreciate it so much, guys. You guys are so nice. Oh, I'm so happy. You guys are so cool. I really can't appreciate you guys enough today. Janice, thank you for the red card, Janice. Thank you for the gold coin, Janice. Hi, Emilia. Hi, Ritspend. Glad to have you, Janice. Actual MVP, thank you for the flowers too, Janice. Oh my god, that is so nice of you. Hi, Amelie. Hello, Rip. Janice, thank you for the gold coin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Janice. Hi, Dingle. How are you? Hello. Hi, Alien. Thank you for the flowers. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Oh my god, thank you so much. Oh wait, did I skip a level? Make sure to follow herself. Janice! Alien, thank you for the gold coin too. Again, guys, thank yous. Hi, Melon. Hi, Demon. How are you doing today? My vocals are gonna be gone. My vocals are gonna be gone too. Yeah, your vocals. Yeah, that's what you said. Never mind. I misread it. I think you're gonna be correct. My vocals are gonna be dead by the end of the stream. I don't think it's inaccurate. Alien, thank you for the gold coin. Hi, Arion. Please stop spamming, by the way. I appreciate all the new people, but if you spam, I will have to mute you, and I do not want to mute you. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Manian. I'm gonna give you one more chance, Hara. Okay, I'm probably have to mute you. And thank you for the follows or subs. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for the subs. Hello, welcome. Anything fun or exciting today? Hi, Rip. Alien, thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you. Hi, Noob. Hi, Sky. Glad to have you. Hi, Donna. Alien, thank you for the stars. Hi, Lucy. Welcome. Hi, Jessica. Alien, thank you for the 6 stars. Glad to have you. Hi, Hummingbird. Okay. Guys, Janice, can I end yet? My voice is really hurting, and I might not be able to stream more. Hi, Gamer. Hi, Leslie. How you doing there? Welcome. I think I gotta end because my voice is starting to really hurt. Hi, Hi, everyone. Yeah, okay. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub if you guys are new. I appreciate it. I wish you the best. Any donations as well, and anything you guys want to give, I really do appreciate it so much, guys. You guys have been amazing with that. Dummy, thank you for the follow. Make sure to follow or sub before I leave, because I don't want to miss you guys in the future. I really appreciate it. Hi, Go Away. Thanks for the follow. I'm gonna try to feel better. I might go on a little bit of a walk, and it's a bit humid, so hopefully that's gonna help me out. Hi, thank you guys for the music sign. Beatrice, thank you guys. I appreciate, love you guys. Make sure to follow and sub before I go. I appreciate that. We gained in total probably over 1,000 like subs and follows combined on TikTok and YouTube, which it's been a while since that's happened before. So, Janice, thank you for the $2 super chat to end stream. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Love you guys. Thank you everyone. I appreciate it. I'll try to get tea as well. I'll see about that. Okay. Bye everyone. Well, it's my vocal cords, so it's a little bit different. Thank you, Janice, again for your donos. I appreciate it so much. Roblox, thank you guys. Thank you. Bye. Love you guys. Hope you guys are good too. Bye everyone.